needs to, get out of lower self and into a higher self to learn how they need to become a better version of themselves. So, thank you very much for doing that. And if you guys ever do, you know that I'm also there monitoring a lot of Dan's social media. I see your comments, I see your posts, I see your struggles, and I see your declarations. And I want to say I'm very proud of each and every one of you. Back to you, Kayvon.
I'm just going to see we got to continue doing around the world is the Czech Republic. We got Half Moon. Did I read that? Half Moon Bay, California. It's we're all over the world. So tonight is really how to handle resistance and objections like a kung fu master. The reality of tonight is if you're not quite understanding the fundamentals yet, I would take tonight and don't let it be becoming overwhelming for you, because again, these are recorded. You're going to have all the access to go back to this. You're going to hear a lot. You're going to hear a lot of good stuff tonight. And what I rather you do, instead of trying to write it all out and trying to race and figure out what we're saying, is just listen and be present, so that you can hear it for the first time and then come back to it as many times as you want until until it really soaks in. And you're going to also hear. This is where tonight, and I think, Desmond, you'll agree with us, is where you really see the difference between how I close as Kayvon, how Desmond closes as the Sergeant Desmond he is, and how Sifu, how Dan closes as the King of High Ticket Sales. You're going to have three people who are very, very effective and really good at closing, but you're going to also hear three different ways. Sometimes we'll say the same thing, but in different tonalities, different ways of coming at it. And do not be overwhelmed, because, again, this is all new to you. For some of you who have never heard, I promise you, you've never heard this type of stuff. So just embrace it, enjoy it, be present with it, be open, and understand and listen to the nuances. Don't try to repeat every word we say. Don't try to go word for word. Take what we say and turn it into your own dance. Turn it into your own style. That's the only way that you're going to be really effective when it comes to closing. Desmond?
Absolutely, yeah. The biggest thing here that Kayvon and I have talked about with some of our other graduates in the past is, just do you. Just be the best version of you. Kayvon always says this, right? He doesn't do a very good Tony Robbins, but he does a fucking good Kayvon. And that should be you. You should do a fucking good you. You should do a really good you. But do pick up and understand the why behind why we do things the way we do. Listen to the nuances. And then again, practice that in Discord. We've been watching you in Discord as well. We see that. However, we just want to point out, okay, we also do notice sometimes when we do announce about Discord, we see this big, spike in people getting into the Discord. But then after a couple of weeks or so, it starts to drop down. Now, what does that say? That says that some of you have trouble maintaining that consistency, right? And so if you really want to be a top closer, you have to train, you have to maintain that consistency. So schedule that, make sure you make it a part of your life, because I can tell you that even Kayvon and myself, we've been really busy with a lot of admin things in the last few months. And when you're not practicing, when you're not closing, sometimes you get a bit rusty. So, that Discord is there for you to practice with a lot of your different team members and challenge yourself to close someone who's of a gemstone that's not easy, right? That's one that's probably your opposite. And try to get that feedback. Post those feedback sometimes in the main group chats. In the Facebook group if you're having challenges. And as much as I can, or Kayvon can, or even Sifu will, Tina as community manager, we'll chime in. We'll give you tips and hints. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, I did hear that chime, but I just want to echo the one thing that Desmond says, and I'll sum it up with this: is if you don't use it, you will lose it. If you do not practice, I promise you're going to lose the momentum, you'll lose the flow, and it becomes very hard and difficult to get back into it. So once you get that momentum, you got to continue using it. Without further ado, the one, the only, Mr. Dan Lok, the king of high-ticket sales.
Well, good evening and good morning, depends on your time zone. And hello, Ryan and Mark, Carlos, Jeffrey. Wow, hello, Mike. And so, I was just checking on Instagram. We just passed the 60,000 followers mark. That is just a round of applause.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
So I think that also deserves a bit of recognition, which I think a lot of the members don't know about. many of you came into the High Ticket Closer program with the intention of being able to work with Dan. And sometimes we don't really reveal to you as much about the success stories. I mean, you guys see the posts in different places. I can tell you that the Instagram growth recently has been attributed to 2 new members on the Dan Lok team who actually were HTC graduates, right? Only a few months ago, they were where you were. And I'm not saying, okay, by no means am I saying that you might be on Dan Lok's team. It is the Navy SEALs here, okay? You have to be the best of the best of the best. But is it possible? Abso-fucking-lutely.
And the way that I always believe some of my best team members, they're graduates from the HTC program, and sometimes they're doing closing, but I notice that they might have other talents in certain areas, and it happens to be within Team Dan Lok that we're looking for that certain type of talent. So we do have now definitely a number of members from HTC now working on my team, and in fact we just had a team meeting yesterday. So it happens. So maybe you'll be closing for me. Maybe you'll be doing other things. There's some way that some talent, some way you can add value to what we do. I'm very, very open-minded. And if you have something that you want to, you believe you have a talent and you want to see if you make to the cut. Now, I'm very selective, but if you think, I've got what it takes, you can also always contact Desmond and see if there's any positions open. That's just beyond than just closing. Of course, I absolutely want you to focus on closing. So, objections. Now, today it's going to be very, very interesting. Put in the chat box, the comment box on Facebook, how many of you have been doing role play and you find that you are going through the steps, you are asking the questions, but maybe halfway or near more the end, then when the prospect has an objection during the role play, you sometimes don't know how to answer. Put that in the comment box. And I noticed we collected a lot of the questions from you, from the supports. I'll put some of those together, and we're going to address some of those as well about how to handle objections. All the time, Mike is saying, sometimes, Arthur, good. Arthur, and then, see for sure, stumble, And of course, I have Desmond and K1 joining with me today. So today we're also going to be doing a lot of role play. This is the class week 5. Last week was probably, I would say not probably, it is one of the best class that I did. Just week 4, and we share a lot of different things. I've shared a lot of just my insights and the way I think about different things. And this class, you will need to go back to listen to 3-4 times, because during the objections, the different types of objections, you need to listen to it multiple times. Not just the words, but the tonality, the timing, the tempo. So you need to hear that, and I want you to rehearse that, and then when you are doing role play with your brothers and sisters, then you can see and try it. And I can tell you right now, most of the way that we handle objections is going to be very unnatural for you, okay? It's going to be, what? Because it's very easy. You have a tendency, maybe, when there's an objection, what do most salespeople do? They justify. Now they are talking features and benefits. Now they start talking very fast. Now they are like, okay, well, it's not like that. Let me explain. No, it's very, very good. No, we don't do any of that shit. Okay, we do something completely different, which I'm going to show you. Before we get into it, share with me maybe your breakthrough aha moments from the last 4 weeks. I mean, we've been through a lot. This is like more than halfway. Share with me your breakthrough and how maybe the program has impacted you so far, or even when you're doing the assignments, what are some of the things that you realize about yourself that you didn't realize before? Desmond?
Definitely. So we got a couple of hands going up, and for those on a phone, if you'd like to raise your hand, it's *2. So the first person, Dan, is Aisha Collins.
Aisha, okay.
I think I pronounced her name correctly. So Aisha Collins. Go ahead, Aisha from Dallas.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Perfect. So for me, and I had posted it actually in the Facebook group, a role play I did, I believe it was a couple days ago or so. I posted about the fact that I felt so much more natural now and at ease. I remember the last class y'all were talking about how, kind of doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, teaching like the basic form, but realizing that at some point you won't even need a script. And so me not having any background in sales, I was like, I kind of wonder how that's going to happen. But I found myself not really frustrated, but just like almost like handicapped. I felt like handicapped with trying to pay attention to what they were telling me on the phone, but then kind of also trying to pay attention to the script as well. And I felt like robotic somewhat, and like it was just kind of holding me back. So I just decided to be like, okay, well, instead of trying to do that, and I kind of already had the mental picture by this time with the script steps anyway, about the agenda, the money, the needs, all that. So it was at least already mentally in my head. So I didn't even need to look at that, but just kind of have it in the back of my head. As long as I kind of can, keep those things in mind, I don't need to be kind of looking at those things. And it made so huge of a difference to just sit back in my chair and just fucking listen to what that person was telling me, because I was able to like literally be one with that person that I was role playing with, like really feel it. And that really did something for me, and it gave me a lot of confidence in the closing, to a whole new level of I wasn't confident before, as confident like before, not until that kind of breakthrough for me happening. So
That's great.
I'm really excited about that. I've just been on cloud nine ever since I kind of had that experience. So
Fantastic.
that was great.
Very, very good. Very, very good. And to me, I describe the role play in Discord. It's like, remember back then, if you're learning to ride a little bicycle, or maybe when you were young, and then, how I remember when I was a little kid, probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years old, something like that, and my dad got me a little bicycle. But I was so afraid. He had like 2 little training wheels on the left hand side and the back. And I was riding it, and I thought it was so good. And eventually he got me a real bicycle without the training wheels. And I would get on it. I was so afraid to fall down, and I was so afraid that I couldn't balance myself. This is exactly like this. Discord, it's like the training wheels. That gives you a little bit of structure. You're practicing. But when you go out there in the real world, when you're closing, there's no training wheels. And you would stumble. You would think about you're riding a little bicycle. Oh, is it left? Is it right? Is it? Make sure you don't fall. Am I going the right direction? Am I pedaling too fast or too slow? What about my handle? Like you shaky a bit and you're afraid to get hurt. And all these things is exactly the same in closing. So the best way to do this, once you learn how to ride a bike, guess what? Then you don't think about it anymore. You're just riding the bike. You're not thinking, left, right. No, you're just riding the bike. That's why the training is done in role play. The more role play that you do, the less you have to think about it, the more you can just connect with the prospect. You need to do this until you need to role play until you're fucking sick and tired of it. And guess what? Then you do some more role play. And then you do some more role play. You get to a point you don't even think about this stuff. You don't think about what's the next line. You don't think about, am I following the script, or what steps am I in? You do enough role play, you get more comfortable, then the less and less you focus on the script. You could use a script, but like I said in last class, once you get good enough, you don't need a script. It's not about having a script. The scripts give you the structure, the basic, the form, the kata, right? Once you get good at it, there's no script that's needed. Does that make sense? Put in the comment box. Awesome.
Dan, I just really want to add, is how did Kayvon get it so quickly? It was that right there. Is I studied it every day. The first thing I did when we talked about this was I claimed the identity. So I first claimed my identity, but that's not good enough. Once you claim that identity, you got to then operate like a closer. You got to wake up and train like a closer. I mean, can you imagine right now if LeBron James never trained? he would never be where he is today. He trains every single day. In fact, these superstars we see that we say, oh, it must come easy to them, oh, maybe they must have natural talent. Not necessarily. It's they work harder. They spend that 1 extra hour in the gym. When everyone was home sleeping, they're watching game film. That's exactly what I did here as soon as Dan gave me these skills. And that's why I got the results quickly. And the same thing can happen to you. But you have to ask yourself, have you been on Discord? Have you honestly been on Discord? Have you really been putting in the time? And the most importantly, as you're putting that time in, what time and who are you acting like? The person you were coming into the program or the person you are right now as the closer you know you want to be? Because those are two different operating levels and powers.
Correct. First, you have to make the identity shift, which is kind of like the concept of, write this down, be, do, have. Be, do, have. First, you got to be a high-ticket closer first. I make the identity shift that this is who I am. Then from that place, like Kevon's talking about, you operate like a high-ticket closer. You think like a high-ticket closer. Then you do what a high-ticket closer does, which is what? Practice, role play, no excuse, no victim, no complaining. Then you can have the results that a high-ticket closer has. So it's be, do, have. What do most people do? They want to have without being. I want to have that. I want to own that. I want to accomplish that. And that's why they always struggle, because they're not being the person worthy of having those things. It's always a struggle. But when you're being that person, when you are being a high-ticket closer, and I notice even in Facebook posts that some of you guys are making that shift. Now you get it. Well, I'm not just learning how to close, or I'm learning some techniques or tricks or what to say or script or all these things. No. I'm changing the core of who I am and how I see myself. When you do that, you operate from a different place. You see things differently. You no longer operate the way that you operated before, right? It's a higher standard. You have a higher standard for yourself. You with me? So that's what I'm talking about. Let's do one more.
All right, Dan. We got Kevin Yee in Los Angeles, California. Kevin, I'm going to unmute you right now. Go ahead.
Kevin,
are you there? All right, we're going to move on to the next person here. And just a reminder, when we do call you out, if you raise your hand, if your microphone's not working, if their connection's not very good, we're going to have to skip over, okay? It's not that we don't like you, but we just got to keep this moving. So next person in line is Ayman Nawari. Ayman Nawari in Modesto, California.
Oh, wow, okay.
You are now unmuted, Ayman.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, man. First of all, I wanted to thank you guys for having me on here. Yeah, for me, man, the big mindset, the big thing, aha moments were just around the mindset shift. Honestly, just like, every day realizing, like, a lot of the awareness stuff too. You look around and you, just like growing up, like everything's like expensive, everything's expensive, and then you realize it's really not. And the thing that hits me home the hardest, honestly, Dan, is just the whole idea of like money not being scarce. And it kind of touches me, but it's awesome to kind of feel that way. And just like listen to the videos every day, and it's like you integrate yourself into it, and kind of like you just mentioned now, be, then be, do, then have. So I think the next step for me is really practicing more and more and getting that, and then, the results will come.
Good. One thing, a quick coaching tip before we go. When you're role playing, I want you, because I can hear the tempo that you speak, slow down. Slow down. Whenever you speak, take the time, have more pauses, because you will have more authority when you speak. So when you're role playing, at Discord, make sure you do that. Okay, just like a coaching tip for you from Sifu. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, I just want to ahead and write that down. Thank you.
You got it. Perfect. So during the role play, again, when you're role playing, don't just role play. Listen to yourself, record it, And I know in the first couple of times you're gonna fucking hate it. You know, oh man, I sound like that. That's not my voice, or that sounds weird. I get it. We all get it. But you got to listen to it. When you listen to yourself and you make notes and say, I don't like the way that I sound. I don't like the way that I ask that question, or I talk too much. It's the best feedback that you could get. It's difficult, but it's the best feedback that you could get. Now, when it comes to objections, I want to talk a little bit about this. And if you haven't seen this, make sure you see this. And this is Kayvon, wearing the goggles, and it's one of the videos on YouTube. The YouTube title is "Why People Don't Succeed." Why people don't succeed, and you see that in that particular video, I was jabbing the K1's eyes.
Put it this way: if I didn't have those goggles on, I'd be called the one-eye closer.
The one-eye closer. So, and in that video, I was making a point and was demonstrating a principle about speed, about just like why most people don't succeed, excuses that they have. So why I brought this up is the way that I think of objections, and pay very close attention to this, is very critical. Most sales people, they play defensive. They wait, they do the song and dance, they do the show and tell, they talk about features and benefit, they push, and at the end, they wait for the prospects to give them some objections, and then now they want to handle the objections, and hopefully they close the sale. That's a fucking terrible approach. The same thing in martial art. I don't believe in playing defense. Write this down. The best defense is a good offense. The best defense is a good offense. Meaning, instead of waiting for the prospects to give me an objection, then I handle it. It's like martial art. I'm waiting for someone to throw me a punch, then I would redirect or block, and then I would hit the person back, which is basically you block and you hit back. That's the first level. It's a kind of low-level philosophy. Same thing in closing. Another thing that you can do, which is what we call simultaneous. So you actually imagine this: someone throws a punch at you, and you block and hit at the same time. At the same time. So strike is coming, a block and hit at the same time, which is a high level. It's kind of level 2. The third level, which is at the highest level, what you want to do is as you sense that a punch is coming, it's a preemptive strike, okay? You hit first, then you block. So you hit first, and then you block. And in some cases, if you preempt the strike, you may not even need to block. The fight is over. It's the same thing in closing. So my philosophy in martial art in closing is exactly the same. That it's better to intercept, and that's why I study Bruce Lee's martial art, JKD. Jeet Kune Do, it means the way of the intercepting fist. In closing, HTC, it is also the way of intercepting fist. It's the same idea. We intercept, we take care of it, we demolish. What's the word? We demolish those objections before they ever come up. And at the end, if there's a couple objections, we handle it. We turn it into a commitment, which I'm going to teach you how to do that tonight. We turn that into a commitment. After tonight's class, you will love objections. I love objections because every time the prospect gives me an objection, I turn the objection into a commitment. And then he gives me another objection, I turn it into a commitment. After 2 or 3 of those, done deal. So I'm not afraid of, oh my God, she's not gonna give me resistance. Oh my God, I don't know what to say. No, I love objection. I love objection. So by the end of tonight, I want you to love objections as well. So repeat after me. I love objections. I love objections. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. I remember he's a post from Nika. Desmond, go ahead and read that out loud. We got that post a while ago, but I think it's a very, very powerful post that also a lot of the HTC family members can relate to.
Definitely. I remember seeing this post as well. My parents just called to yell at me about money recently. They're extremely mad, and I'm investing in myself and trying to take action. I tried to close them on it, but when they don't really respect you because of the relationship and your age, it's really difficult to get them to hear you at all. I'm really distressed about how to approach this. I'm trying to change their mind, but it isn't working, and they've become extremely hostile. Does anyone have any advice?
How many of you also are getting like resistance from just negativity from people around you? Maybe the people closest to you. It could be your parents, like Nika. It could be your spouse. It could just be your friends while you're going through this journey, right? Maybe you haven't even told them you've enrolled into HTC and you're learning a new skill. You've now joined this global family, and you want to kind of keep it a secret. All these things, right? Mark is saying I've had to find my parents as clients. My wife isn't 100% on board. I totally understand. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. Wife is in the dark. I totally get it. Haven't told people. And in fact, I mean, Des, you think about one of our team members, Ed. If you could share that story a little bit about, like, Ed is on my team and he's helping me with social media, copywriting. But he's a young guy, smart, bright guy, but also getting resistance. And the parents are not super supportive of his decision, right?
Yeah. Ed was actually first brought into the team through another one of your super mentees, Stephen, right? So Stephen was mentoring Ed and took him under his wing to work with him on his copywriting. And Ed he's a genius. He's an anomaly. He's very young, but he's got this gift for copywriting already at such a young age. So, Ed wanted to really pursue working with Dan's team and continue, but his parents want him to go to university. And he, doesn't really see the need to want to go to university right now. He could easily make, over $10,000, have a very stable life, learn so much from a real life, multi-millionaire, real street smarts, learning from Dan. But his parents are very sort of fixated on him going to university. And they even told him, look, if you don't go to university, you got to get out of our house. We're not going to support you one iota, and that's it. We're cutting you off. So he was very distraught, and even this morning he was connecting with me and asking me for advice, and he's like, Desmond, what do I do? Where should I go stay, and how do I deal with it? And I said, I had to give him some hard love, obviously. I told him, it's time to grow up, but many of the team members during our team meeting chimed in yesterday, and they even told him, they said, look, why don't you just tell your parents, look, give me this 1 year to prove to you that I can earn a stable income. I can stand up on my own 2 feet. I can be a man, to my own family. And hey, if it doesn't work, I'll go to university, right? And so we were giving him tips and advice, but really at the end of the day, I think Ed has what it takes to really succeed. It's just sometimes you just have to put the blinders on, put the earplugs in, not listen to those that are your close family and friends, and just keep moving forward.
And I'll share a quick story with you. So many years ago, when I was going through college and halfway through college, I was basically telling my mom, and of course my mom had huge high hopes for me, and she wants me to do well, of course. And I told my mom, I'm gonna drop out of college. This is a waste of time. I don't want to do this. And she was just horrified, as if I told her that I just like murder somebody or something like that. I've never seen that face. And so she was so worried, and she's like, okay. And she knows like I'm pretty strong, like I have strong opinion. And she said, okay, fine. You know what? Let's just do dim sum. Dim sum? Let's do dim sum on Sunday in Metrotown. That's in Vancouver. So in a place, in a mall. So I showed up, and it was my mom and her friends and all my relatives. So there was like 9 of them at the round table, and it's me. And I always refer that incident as the dim sum ambush. So basically my mom called all her friends and relatives all in one place, and my mom wants them to convince me, persuade me on why I must stay in school, why I need to stay in school. And that dim sum lasts about 3.5, 4 hours, okay? And they would say, you got to stay in school, what are you going to do? What if your business doesn't work? What are you going to do? Oh, my God, you like would be the only child in your family. You can't do this. You got to have something to fall back on. The safety, how are you going to get a job? No one will hire you. Why can't you just be other kids? All this shit, right? Here's the thing. Now, at that time I haven't learned closing yet. But I was so convincing, and I had so much certainty. I told all of them, I said, you know what? Just give me 5 years. Give me not 1 year, not 2 years. Give me 5 years. If I don't make it, I'll go back to school. I'll get my degree. I'll get my whatever the hell it is. That's fine. But give me 5 years. In 5 years, I don't want to hear this shit. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna prove to you because I said I cannot stay in school. Because, well, first of all, I wasn't getting very good grades, and second of all, I was getting into arguments with, at the time, my professor all the time, because I was challenging him about business, because he was teaching business and how business works, and I was always saying, this is bullshit. I said, have you started business? And I said, you're teaching from theory. I started my first business when I was in high school. I know the stuff that you talk about from the textbook, that shit doesn't work in the real world. Now, you can imagine if that's what I tell the professor. Let's just say he doesn't like me so much. By the end of that dim sum ambush, my uncle was like so amazed by my conviction. He actually loaned me the money to start my next business. He said, you know what? If there's a kid that can make it, it's Dan. Right? So I had so much conviction and certainty, I closed my uncle to loan me the money, right? But shortly after that, I actually took the money. I lost all his money, just so you know. Because at the time, I was still very stupid and very naive and haven't developed the business acumen yet. So I lost all his money, but he forgave me. And so when it comes to business, timing is also important as well, right? When you invest in the deal. So that was it. And I was closing. So if you have someone in your life that, to me, if they are supporting you, awesome. Like, very lucky. I mean, you're very, very fortunate. If you don't have that, my question is, could it be possible that you haven't closed them? As a closer, have you closed yourself? Have you closed the people around you? Because I had 9 of my relatives didn't believe me, but I was closing them in that 3-4 hours. If I can't even sell them on my dreams, I can't sell them what I'm going to do, how am I going to go out in the real world and convince other people to do business with me, to support what I do? That's like the very first fucking step. I can't even convince myself. I can't even convince the people around me, the people who know me. And now you want to convince strangers to give you $5,000, $10,000, $25,000. You got a problem. So think about that. Don't just think about, oh, how come they're not supportive? What have you done? What have you done to earn their support? So be very careful. Here's a great quote by W. Clement Stone. Be careful the environment you choose for. It will shape you. Be careful the friends you choose for. You will become like them. So think about the people you hang around with. As my mentor said, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Think about the 5 people that you spend the most time hanging out with. Put in the comment box. The 5 people, right? Go ahead, Kevin.
Dan, I really want to touch base on this because I've got a lot of questions and people with concerns on this one, because we all, I mean, if you haven't heard it, you should know it by now, is you are the average of your 5 best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Your wallet is the average of your 5 best friends. but that doesn't mean literally. It means the average of the people, the things, the places you spend your time with. Now, when I started my journey, I had nobody around me physically to be the average of my 5 best friends or the average of my biggest wallet. What was that was the people I hung out with online, when I was hanging out with people that were being very successful on online marketing or whatever that was. My books that I was reading, me listening to Dan's videos at that time, those were the average of my 5 best friends. So if you don't actually have someone in your environment today, it doesn't mean you're going to be poor. Create the environment for yourself. And once you do that, you'll see how much the environment changes very quickly.
And I remember a number of years ago, I was giving a speech, and I was talking about environment. I was talking about your surroundings and how the why environment is much more powerful than your willpower. And I remember a young guy, probably 20 some odd years old, stood up and he was talking about, but Dan, you don't understand, the town that I'm in a small town and there's not much going on, and my parents, they just don't understand, and all my friends, they don't get it, and there's not much commerce going on, and that's it, man. I'm stuck. I can't change my environment. And he was like basically talking and complaining about the environment he's in for a good 3-4 minutes, right? Eventually I said, okay, stop. I said, stop. I said, you notice those green signs on the highway? Yeah, you know those green signs? Yeah. Why don't you follow them and go somewhere else? Don't bitch that the city you're in is no opportunity. If you want to move, then you move. No one points a gun to your head and say, oh, you gotta be stuck. You can choose. You have the power to choose. You can make a different decision. There's no point just this is just the way it is. I can't change. No. And then he was right.
I love it because I can hear it already. But I live close to my parents and I love them. They need me. Oh, but my best friends, we're so tight, and I've always visioned of living next door to them, and my kids will be their kids' best friends, and we'll all be a happy family, and my mom will be there to support me. Yeah, there comes a point where you have to make a decision, and that's okay. Again, if that's important to you, if hanging out with your friends you currently have are important to you, and having your parents there support you, that's okay. We're not saying that that's a bad thing, but if you don't like the life you're living today, chances are you're probably not going to like the life you're living 5 years from now if you continue doing that.
Yeah,
sometimes.
And then if that's the case, don't bitch about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're just. What do they say? A complaint without a solution is just. A problem without a solution is just a complaint. And really, I was going to say, Dan, there comes a time, and I know Desmond's made it. Dan, shit, you've made it. I've made it where you have to do the hardest thing, and that's what I said earlier in the weeks is you have to go through that door, and that door only has one person, silhouette, and that silhouette is yours. I'm talking to you. I know you want everything on the other side of that door, but you're still on the same side with your friends, with your family, with your old school, with all your old problems. You got to go to the other side of that door. You got to shut that door and run, because you will come back and blow it down, and then be able to pull people through. And
don't tell them. Here's the thing: don't need to tell them what you're gonna do and all this shit. You could, but action speaks louder than words. When I convinced the family, my mom and all that I am going to drop out of college, I'm going to start focus on my business. Give me 5 years, and my mom saw that. I was working 12, 14 hours every fucking day. I didn't take a single day off for the first 5 years of my career. She saw that. I'm not just like goofing around, wasting my fucking time playing video games. My mom saw that. And she said, you know what, maybe my son is not going to college, but he's working. He's pursuing his dreams. And from then on, my mom didn't bring it up. She never said, oh, you should go back to school. No, she just believed in me. I proved to her, not talk, my action. I demonstrate. I want this so bad. I sacrifice all my personal time, everything in pursuit of my dreams so I could provide a better future for my mom. She saw that. And once I become successful, then she could see, wow. And she would talk to all her friends, all our relatives. My son made a great decision. He was right for not going to college. And now my mom is funny enough. I talk to my mom every Sunday. She's in Taiwan, and she's coming to Vancouver in August. So I'll actually go on another trip with her. I'll probably go to Vegas, take her to see some shows and stuff. And my mom, being a mom, she would look at my YouTube and she would look at my Facebook, and she has a little journal. She would write down how many followers I have, right? And then compare yesterday to today. Is it growing on Instagram? Like, it's so interesting. And my mom is super, super, super proud. Super proud. I want to think about your life. Think about where you are. When you are successful, when you demonstrate through your own action, not talk, actions, you go back and they would all understand. Kayvon went through the same thing. Kayvon left home, moved to pursue his dream. And in spite of all the family, all the siblings gave him shit for a long time, right? And then what happened? Christmas. Kayvon, you share the story.
Yeah. Thanks, Ro. I just got goosebumps every time you bring that up. So again, my parents and my father, we didn't even get started with my father. They believed in me as a son. They believed in me as a Kayvon, but they never believed in me more than that. They never believed in me that I could actually go out and pursue those dreams that we talked about, that I've dreamed about. And through all that hard time, through all that negative, you can't, them just saying, come home, what are you doing? Or the worst one was, we're worried about you. You should just come home. We love you. Don't be worried about me. I don't need you to be worried about me. I'm worried about myself. I need you to keep telling me to keep moving forward, to keep pushing forward. Don't tell me you're worried about me. It was all negative. And finally, after all these years, this past Christmas, what was it, 4 months ago, my middle sister pulled me aside and said to me, Kayvon, I am so happy and so proud of you. I'm so happy you never listened to everyone. You were too stubborn. And the one thing that and she said, this is the one time being too stubborn has helped you. And I just want to say how happy and proud I am. And that, to me, well, I mean, again, we talk about that. Money doesn't buy that type of thing. No. That's something that you earn. It's something you get through going through the tribulations. You don't get it when it's easy. You get it when things are hard, difficult, and you want to quit. But you keep pushing. You keep moving forward.
I remember you shared with me about they needed some help financially.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah.
An argument.
I mean, and that in the same time too, right? Like, that's where I said to Dan, thanks. I mean, thank you, Dan, again today. Thank you. It was the first time something happened. Something something not well happened to my oldest sister and the kids and everything. And as soon as something goes awry in my family, I'm sure. Put in the comments right now. As soon as something goes awry and it involves money, the family breaks down. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Everyone starts jumping on everyone. Everyone gets angry. There's like the holiday season's over. It was the first time ever I just could stand up. So what's the problem? What's the cost? Here, just paid for it. Can we all be happy now? It's no problem. That environment is so hostile and ugly. Just pay for it. Beautiful thing when you can do that.
Okay, one could write a check and say, you know what? Let's not argue. I'll take care of this. And just wrote a check. Problem solved.
It was awesome. And then again, what I just did for my parents 2 weeks ago. I think we talked about it, but you should have seen it. Had the black car pick them up, take them from their house. My parents actually just celebrated 45 years yesterday. My dad's in his late 70s. My mom's in her late 60s. They've never ever had a shuttle service to the airport in their entire life. They get the shuttle. They fly first class. I mean, my parents were. It was like a kid in the candy store. The first time you see the red bike under the tree, and I got to create that for them.
And you even took them to showed them to the headquarters.
I even showed. Yeah, I told they were like my mom was just beside herself, right? They get to live their dream within me now, and they're so proud of that.
Yeah.
But it sounds all this. See, it's funny, Dan, right? Because it sounded all good. It sounded, I can do that. No, it was very hard. Again, I was $150,000 in debt. I had 2 years of no income at that time. I had nobody supporting me. I had those thoughts where I just wanted to quit. I wanted to end this. Oh, Kayvon, you're so stupid. Yeah, maybe I am too stupid. Maybe everything that they said in school when they said I would never make it, maybe they were right. But I never gave up. And sometimes when you go that deep, you can't give up. You can't. You're so deep. I was so deep. Giving up wasn't even an option. It was just keep moving forward. And it was tough, but I did it. And you can do it. And you're doing it. And when you leave this course, tonight, when you leave tonight and you feel like I know all the objections, there's going to be a day where you wake up and you're like, I don't know an objection. You're going to have those days. I have those days. But I always stay focused. I stay consistent. I go on Discord. I do the training. I do the listening. I do the mind programming, and that is what's going to get you there.
So here's my suggestion. Okay, you do not ask your poor friends how to make money, and you don't ask your single friends about relationships. So before you take advice from anybody, just consider the source. Whoever is telling you to do this, not to do that, or here's how you become successful, here's how you make money, you just look at them. Look at their results. Do they have the results that you want? If they don't, they might have the best intention, but they're not fucking qualified to give you advice in this area. Period. If they have never made more than $10,000 a month, how the fuck are you going to tell you how to make $10,000 a month? It makes no sense. Why would you, if you want to become a millionaire, why would you take advice from your friends who are making $50K a year? It makes no sense. So always consider, don't listen to them. If you use this kind of criteria, there's a whole lot of people in your life that you shouldn't listen to. You just shouldn't. Just think about it. Do they have the results that you want? Do they have the life that you want? It's a simple yes or no. Right there, it just eliminates all this guesswork. It eliminates all these headaches. You don't need to think of, oh no, maybe I should. No, do they have the results? Period. And please don't let other people who didn't go after their own dreams talk you out of yours. Don't let other people who didn't go after their own dreams talk you out of yours. Very often, your friends, your family, your siblings, your relatives, it might seem like, listen to me very closely. It might seem like they don't want you to get hurt. It might seem like when they tell you to give up on your dreams that they want to protect you. It might seem like they ask you to give up your dreams because of, well, you know, you always want to have a safety net or whatever bullshit. It would seem like that. It would seem like they ask you to give up your dreams so that you won't get hurt. They try to protect you. It might seem like that, but chances are that's not the case. 9 out of 10, that's not the case. 9 out of 10 is, what if you fucking make it? What if you fucking make it? What does that leave me? What excuses do I have? Well, fucking you made it. Then I'm here sucking my paycheck. Getting stuck in commute. getting stuck in a job that I hate. Wasted all my fucking life going to school, going to university, getting this degree. Couldn't even get me a fucking job. Couldn't provide the security that I want. Basic security that I want. Couldn't even provide that. That I got laid off. All this fucking stuff that I believed in. And you fucking make it? What does that mean? I just pissed away 30, 40, 50 years of my life. When I see you make it. It's one thing when I see other people on TV, on internet, on social media that they made it, they make it. That's okay because I don't know them personally. But you I grew up with. I know you. We spend time together. We've gone to movies together. We've gone on trips together. I know you. And you fucking make it. Now what? I have no excuse. Then my life sucks. There's only one person to blame. There's the person in the mirror. And that's a fucking tough pill to swallow for anybody. For them to tell themselves, I've been wrong all along. All my decisions are wrong. What I've done. Just think about that. That's why they ask you to give up on your dreams. Because they try to make sense why they've given up theirs. Why do you think they want to pull you down? And guess what? Think about it. Think about your past failures. I want you to think about that. Think about your past failures. Suddenly, when you fail, if you fail at something, when you talk to the people around you, they comfort you, don't they? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, buddy, it's okay. You're one of us. You're one of us. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's grab a drink. Now you're my buddies again. Right, Kayvon?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, things will get better. I love it, but when you think about it, it's so taboo to celebrate your success. It's like it goes against society to be able to say, I'm doing well, I'm kicking ass. Oh, don't brag, don't be cocky, don't celebrate your successes. I don't get it. It frustrates me sometimes.
And guess what? When you get that new fucking Audi, when you get that new Mercedes, oh, you're now like some hot shot now, yeah. Right? You're not my buddy no more, right? You're not all cocky and shit. So when I succeed, you don't want to talk to me. When I fail, it's like, hey man, it's okay. But that's the society that we live in. Knowing that the world is against us, is against you pursuing your dreams, is against when you have ambitions, it's against us. We can't change that. We can just look at it as that's the reality. That's the shit we have to deal with. And I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that? I'm perfectly fine with that. Right? I know when I drive a fancy car, I'm going to get key. My Benny just got key. There will be people who are jealous, who have that negative mindset, who have negative attitude towards people with wealth and success. And someone would key my car, and they did. But guess what? It's okay. Jenny was pissed. I'm like, it's okay.
I don't even think it was keyed. I think when Jenny showed it to me, I think someone slammed their door into your car. Like you could definitely tell. It was like a pickup truck, it was like a pretty high vehicle, and it looked like that person. It didn't look like a small bump. That person looked like they slammed it real hard, which meant that they probably had a shitty vehicle. They didn't mind damaging, but they wanted to damage your vehicle.
It's unfortunate, but it's okay. I got enough money to pay for that. New paying and stuff, yeah, it cost me some money. It's okay. Not the end of the world. I would rather drive a Bentley And if that happens from time to time, you know what? I'll live with it. Instead of driving a crappy lemon, then yeah, maybe I'll never get key, but shit, that's a lousy way to live. Problem is, your standard is too low. Your standard is too low. Remember what I talked about last week? You get what you tolerate. In life, you get what you tolerate. You tolerate average. You tolerate, oh, it's okay. That's what you get.
One of the quotes I love is in this particular situation is, if you do what is easy, you'll live a hard life. If you do what is hard today, you will live an easy life.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people rather do the easy today, but they don't realize that it's a hard life doing easy. It's a hard life. It's a hard life coming home every day at 5 or 6 and having no money and wishing, putting on your TV or going on your Instagram and wishing you can be one of those people. That's actually harder to take emotionally and mentally than actually just going out and doing it. And most people spend all their energy on what they can't do or think about what they can do if all they did was spend the same amount of energy on what they can do and what they want to do.
So don't let other people who didn't go after their dreams talk you out of yours. And the truth is, the only person that can talk you out of your dreams is yourself. No one else. It's another great post that I think from a while ago, but I think it's a great post that, again, I think a lot of you guys could relate to. Doesn't?
Yep, William. So William posted this. He said, I put my closing skills up to this point to the test. I had a great conversation about my parents and their health. I hit some major pain points. They really felt the pain of being unhealthy. I then went into how it would make them feel, if they were healthy. I painted a picture for them of how that would look. They loved it, of course, and I showed them what the solution was, giving them an example of past successes that they've had with their health. I used their own past successes in showing what they needed to do to get back to that point. What a great conversation I had with my parents. I felt like I was the parent teaching my kids a lesson. I closed them on what they needed to do for themselves to get back into a healthy path. Thank you, Sifu Danlaw, Kayvon, Desmond. Without your teachings, I would never have been able to, have even such a serious conversation with my parents. My dad even told me how proud he was of a young man that I have become. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's why closing is not just on the phone. We're selling a high ticket program, and that's it. No. Closing is nothing more than communication in life. Closing is everything. We're closing all the time. Right? Kev is saying, I got a girlfriend by using what I learned from HTC. In relationship, in dating, you're single, you want to have a partner, you want to have a boyfriend, you want to have a girlfriend, you got to close. Right? You have a boyfriend, girlfriend, you want to get married, you got to close. In this case, the same thing. Your parents, you want them to live a healthy lifestyle, you got to close. As a parent, you want your kid to eat carrot versus chocolate. Guess what? You got to close. Everything is closing. Everything is closing.
Everything you want, whether it's business, whether it's personal, spiritual, physical in your life, the distance between all of that is the words you say and how you say them. The language you choose to use is the distance between you where you are today to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm. Everything is closing. And the only reason people outside HTC think about it, that they don't have what they want, think about your friends. Maybe a couple people will come into mind. Think about them. The only reason they don't have what they want in life is because they suck at closing. They either suck at closing themselves or they suck at closing others. Probably both. Probably both. That's the only reason. When you boil it down to the core problem, that is it. It's not lack of resources. It's not lack of possibilities. It's none of that crap. They can't close themselves to take action, to do something, to make a change, to make a move, or they can't close others to support them, to give them what they want, or money, resources, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Business, lack of sales, that is not the issue. If you're in business, lack of sales is a symptom. It's simply a symptom. The core of the true core problem is you suck at closing. That's why you don't have enough sales. That's why you're not bringing enough revenue. If you're very good at closing, revenue is not an issue. Revenue is not an issue. So what I'm teaching you is this power. If you use it wisely, you truly embrace and use it wisely, you can get everything you want. You can get everything you want. I selfishly want to be the man who helps you get everything you want in life. And with great power comes great responsibility. This is a gift. It's a gift I'm giving you. And that's why I said in week 1, use it with caution. Use it with caution. With great power comes great responsibility. In fact, put in a comment box. I use my power wisely. I want you to make me a promise. I use my power wisely. That's why I have zero tolerance. We have a couple people. Okay, one can maybe share the story. Don't share the name. You know, we got also people who kind of misuse the power with NXTC and try to do something to kind of work around, right? You can share a little bit of that story. What did we do?
Well, cut them right away, like instantaneously. So that actually happened this week. Someone reached out, and again, I want everyone to think about this. Someone reached out to me and asked me, hey, I have an opportunity for the group. Can I post it? And it's for a huge influencer. I said, awesome, great. Thank you so much. Let me post it. And then I'll send people to you so you can get them organized. And within a day, less than 24 hours, I found out that it was basically a fake opportunity, which led them down selling their own services back into HTC. And as soon as I found out about it, it was gone. I instantly messaged Hassan, who you don't want to meet Hassan. There's a reason why you haven't met him. Because he's the guy that will axe you, and he's ready and always there. And within 10 minutes, gone. Off the email list, out of the program, done. Bye. And they've been trying to, come back to me and explain their story, and I don't care. And people are like, okay, well, why do you say that? Because no matter what way the story will be twisted, no matter what way this person will try to justify to themselves that it wasn't like that, I go to the basics. Did you talk about your own personal program with someone from HTC that came from that post? That's all it is. Yes or no? And the answer is yes. I don't care what excuse you have. Bye. And another thing is the reason. Okay, so the reason why this is so important is because after tonight, you are going to have it's like you've had the gun. Now we're giving you the bullets. And bullets kill. Guns don't kill people. The bullet kills people. And that's what we're giving you tonight. And Desmond really knows this about me. Is again, I said, as many people have I said yes to, I've also said no to. Because I would never put anybody under no circumstances in a program that I know they're going to fail, that I know they're not going to succeed through, just so I can make commission. I would never put an old woman in her 80s who is just trying for her last dream in her life, because I've had these people, to come in and start doing drop shipping, and who's willing to go and get their pension, the last dollars they have, into the program, knowing it will fail. And it's not because she's 80 years old, because I can tell her mindset is just so weak and it's so bad that there's not enough time to get her to change. I don't care about that commission. And if I ever hear someone in this group, someone representing Dan or what we do, selling these kind of people, closing these people into programs and they shouldn't be in there, I will personally be coming after you, because I take this just like a doctor takes their profession seriously, a lawyer takes the confidentiality of their client seriously. I take this profession just as serious, and I have a duty and obligation to close my prospects, but I also have a duty and obligation not to do anything that's criminal, that will put people in a bad position. Absolutely never.
That's why use your power for good. You use your power for good, you make Sifu very proud. You make good money, you do good, you help people, you bring people in, you sell them, you close them on things, on program that could help them, that could elevate them, that could uplift them. You don't sell people into stuff that's crap. You don't need to do that to make a lot of money. You just don't. And I want you to use the power for good. And for people who misuse the power, I have no hesitation kicking them out of HTC. And everybody who knows me, everybody who's done business with me, they know I don't do second chances. I never do second chances, because I don't want to tolerate. They're out, they're out. There's no coming back. There's no coming back. Because what we do, the power that we have is just too great. I mean, the lady was coming back and telling Kayvon, right, begging him,
trying, and I said, please answer me, please. I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because it goes back to what you did, and I get where they were coming from. They were hungry. They want to make money. I get it, but not that way, not in that manner. Maybe it would have been different. Maybe it would have been different if the person was upfront and said, here's an opportunity I have to close for this influencer. However, part of the closing for the influencer involves doing X, and that X is difficult, and I have a program to support that. Would you mind if I speak about that program if people are interested? Maybe I would have went to Dan and said, hey, here's an opportunity. What do you think? But to go behind our backs, to try to slide that in, I'm not. It's like I said, it's like don't piss in my shoes and tell me it's raining.
Mm-hmm. And he's a great little poem. Hey, Kayvon, can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to do it?
Let's do it. Let's hear your voice.
Okay. Let me hear this. Let me see. I got to make this bigger on my screen here. A man found a cocoon of a butterfly. One day, a small opening appeared. He sat and watched the butterfly for several hours as it struggled to squeeze its body through a tiny hole. Then it stopped, as if it couldn't go farther. So the man decided to help the butterfly. He took a pair of scissors and snipped off the remaining bits of the cocoon. The butterfly emerged easily, but it had a swollen body and shriveled wings. The man continued to watch it, expecting that any minute the wings would enlarge and expand enough to support the body. Neither happened. In fact, butterfly spent the rest of his life crawling around. It was never able to fly. What the man in his kindness and haste did not understand, the restricting cocoon and the struggle required by the butterfly to get through the opening was a way of forcing the fluid from the body into the wings so that it would be ready for flight once that was achieved. Sometimes struggles are exactly what we need in our lives. Going through life with no obstacles would cripple us. We will not be as strong as we could have been. We would never fly. Embrace, this is the key, embrace your struggles and go for greatness.
And comment in the comment in the chat box. Comment, what does this mean to you? How do you relate to this story? The story of the butterfly. And it's very easy. It's very easy for me to give up on somebody. It's very easy. It's much, much harder to push and drag you across the finish line. And understand this, if with me training you as the Sifu, with the support of the XTC family, if with this support and you don't even fucking make it, you probably will never make it. Because Kayvon didn't have the support. I sure never, ever had this kind of support. When I had a problem, the only person I kind of could talk to is the person in the mirror. I got to figure all this shit out on my own. There was no XTC family. There's no one telling me how to handle objections. There's no one teaching me, step 1, 2, and 3. It was just school of hard knocks.
I was just thinking, I didn't even have the support. In fact, it was sometimes quite opposite. I had people trying to clip my feet underneath me every time. But we get through it. You have to get through it. And if you don't, you just end up going backwards to where you are today, or to maybe where you were when you first came in this program.
And don't underestimate the power of someone believing in you. I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. I believe in what you do. I believe you have the capabilities to learn this. Maybe you don't even believe that you could learn this. But I believe. That's why I take the extra time. Train you, create the environment, give you support that you need. That you could learn this. I don't care what background. I don't care if you have experience. None of that matters. Except your desire, willingness to learn. Your family might not believe in you. Your friends might not believe in you. Your relatives might not believe in you. I believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. There's tremendous power of the statement of I am. And I want you to pay attention. Everything that you say to yourself, every single day, every single hour, be very selective of what goes after I am. Because chances are that's your identity, or that's going to be your reality. Whatever goes after I am. And just think back. What are you saying to yourself on a regular basis? Look back on your own Facebook post. What goes after I am? Do those beliefs support you, empower you? I am. Just think about that. When you're aware of that, you'll be way more selective of what you say to yourself, who your identity is. And I talked about you cannot outperform your self-image. You will never outperform your internal self-image. And one of the most powerful ways to reprogram that, to develop that new identity, develop that new self-image, is your own internal dialogue. being aware of that and changing that. That's the great thing. You can change that any time. The distance between what you want and where you are today, it's nothing but just words. It's just words. And you can change that. Not just words, what you say to others, but what you say to yourself. And also, I've got a special gift for you that we've created, Kayvon and I, we've created, and that is the HTC Creed. Now, Kayvon, this is very, very powerful. Creed. This Creed, this is what we stand for. This is who I am. So if you want to develop that new self-image, and I'm going to upload this to Facebook, and you're also going to get it in an email, and you can print this out. And I want you to read it. In fact, Kayvon, why don't you lead? And I want you to read it out loud alongside with Kayvon. And I want you to stand up. If you're sitting down, stand the fuck up. Okay, stand up.
You just beat me to it. I was going to ask actually for everyone to, if you can stand up, stand up.
Do it
I don't
now.
want to see any comments right now in the Facebook. I want you to stop completely doing what you're doing. Become present. Become mindful for the next 1 minute, because this will change you. This will shift you. You are going to get something through this.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to think about how you feel now and how you feel after when you're reading this out loud. So, Kayvon, take it away.
I'm able to blaze through every door of opportunity, and I play with resistance. I'm committed to my results, and I make no excuses. I take massive action, and in every moment of every single day, I do whatever it takes. I do whatever it takes to move me towards my dreams. I have the power to build what I want, the courage to create what I dream, and the tenacity to have whatever I please. I have the capacity to ask the right questions and the ability to listen with intent. I strive for excellence, yet I'm not attached. I'm a role model to many and a champion for all. I think in abundance, not scarcity. I close with conviction and absolute certainty. I have the confidence of a winner and the clarity of a doer. I feel the fear, but I do it anyway. I have the power to channel my ambition and the fortitude to achieve my goal. I take responsibility for my own journey, and I'm willing to take risks for my destination. Every call I make, I start with a high level of positive expectations for success. I know that right now my family and friends are protected and are more prosperous because of my ability to close. I am constantly investing in myself to build a foundation that discovers the best version of who I am and who I want to become. My time, money, and reputation are my most valued assets, and I invest in these assets for the right clients with the right services to deliver the right results. I'm like the spirit of water, born to flow and born to be free. My name is Kayvon, and I'm a high-ticket closer.
I am a high-ticket closer. I am a high-ticket closer. Who are you? I am a high-ticket closer. So imagine reading this before you jump on a call. We imagine reading this in the morning, maybe right after the attitude gratitude exercise. How would that set up your day? How would you feel for the rest of your day? Do you see a shift? Your emotions. That's what I'm talking about. It will always be a struggle when you want to try to do something. I try to do this, I try to do that. When it is who you are, when it's in your DNA, then it's not a struggle. Then everything becomes effortless. Because it's what you do. This is what I do. Just before I jumped on tonight's class, I was closing. I was closing on the phone. In fact, right after the class, I have an appointment, evening at night. Closing right after the class with a company, a Fortune 500 company. I'm talking to a COO. The CFO is closing a deal, doing what I teach right after the fucking class and before the class. Because it's what I do. It's who I am. It's how I live. It's how I operate. Everything is closing. I'm closing all the time. All the fucking time.
I just have to tell a quick story here because it happened literally today at lunch. I was with one of my old childhood friends. He's a doctor. He's very supportive in what I've been doing, but he starts digging a little bit deeper and starts asking more questions about Dan. And he asked a question. He said, yeah, but Dan, does he really know how to close? Really, does he actually do it, or is it just you? I'm like, no. Dan is literally the king of high ticket sales. He makes me look like I'm back in the rookie. No. Kayvon, seriously though, does he really do it? Like, does he really do it every day? Really? Every day. I was like looking at him straight, and then Kelsey was beside me, and she's like, believe me, he is a king of high ticket sales for a reason.
Because it's what is who you are. It's what I can't. There's Kayvon and I and Desmond. We cannot not close. It's what we do. Doesn't mean you are salesy. It doesn't mean that, you're selling all the time. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking having that attitude. I'm talking about having an attitude of going after what we want. I'm talking having the confidence to express yourself, to communicate with conviction, speak with certainty. It's not on and off. It's not a switch.
Dan, about the story about closing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I know you get a kick out of how I close in many different situations, right? And we were talking to another group of students that we were training. We were talking about how I closed the people at the Ritz-Carlton, or Kayvon loves the story where I closed the captain of the airplane to upgrade me to first class, and then have all the first class passengers move over just so I could get the seats and sit together as a group. This morning, I'm coordinating some big moves. Sifu is flying tomorrow. It's private jet and stuff like that. But the terminal, the private jet terminal, okay, so this is not just the airport people. The private jet terminal people did not get the communication. There was a big fuck up. And I had to go there and I had to close. It went from the front desk lady to the manager to the operations, all the way right up to the big boss himself. And I had to close them on what's going on. Even though, when you got clients that fly private jet, they're pretty princesses, and they're pretty rich and stuff like that. This guy, he was trying to close me back. So I had to really bring on the close with him. And end of story was, we got everything worked out. He's now kissing our ass. He's helping us. He's giving us the VIP treatment. We get whatever we need to do for a photo shoot, film shoot, whatever, as long as we follow the rules, and I get that. Very Emerald guy, by the way. So it was a joy to close him this morning. But always be closing. Close your family, close deals, close wherever you go. Anytime you want to practice, use the closing techniques that we're showing you.
And it's in your blood. It needs to be in your blood. It's your identity. Again, I'm gonna upload this to Facebook. You're gonna get it. Don't worry. You're gonna get a PDF version. You can print it out, put it on your wall, maybe right next to your vision board. When you feel a little down, when you maybe get a little bit rejected, you feel a little frustrated, read the creed out loud and see how that shift. It changes your state. You can stay focused. So don't try to do closing. Don't try to do closing. Just be a high-ticket closer. When you can make that shift, everything will become easier instantly. Because then when you're role-playing, you're not trying to be someone you're not. You're trying to do stuff. You're not trying to do stuff you're not comfortable with. You're just doing your stuff. You're just doing what I do. Closing. Because I am a high-ticket closer. is what I do. Tomorrow, we're flying with a team, private jet. Guess where I'm going? Closing. I'm going there to close. It's what we do. Right? It's what we do. High ticket objection handling rule number 1. Learn to play with resistance. Learn to play with resistance. Don't try to avoid resistance. Learn to play with it. What do? You learn to play with resistance. There are 3 things that you will get out of any sales conversation, any sales call that you do. 3 things. Number one is you will get a yes, which is nice. You get the commission, you get the sale. Very good. The second thing you get out of it is a no, a quick no. And that's perfectly fine, because then it means you don't have to waste time on the prospect. You can move on. It's okay to get a no. In fact, if it's a quick no, it's okay. The third thing that you could get out of it is what I call, write this down, a lesson. So you get a yes, you get a no, or you could get a lesson. Now, what do I mean by lesson? It means that you know you're not going to close the sale, but you don't get off the phone yet. You just want to play with resistance and get some training and get some value out of it. You know you're not going to close the sale, but you want to learn something from that experience. So you get a lesson out of it. So you think about that and you approach a sales conversation, any sales conversation with this mindset. You get a yes, great, you're going to make some money, you're going to help the prospect, fantastic. Number 2, you're going to get a quick no, perfectly fine, don't have to waste my time. Or you get a lesson, you learn something from it. You got nothing to lose. Listen to me. You got nothing to lose. When you have nothing to lose, why do you have to be nervous? What are you afraid of? Any one of those outcomes is a good outcome. You see what I'm talking about? Are you understanding this? Any one of those outcomes are good outcomes. You can't fucking lose. You cannot fucking lose. So you don't have to get all nervous. Oh my God, what if I don't close the sale? No, it's okay. There's always another deal. There's always another sale. You're not losing anything. You're either gaining money, you're gaining time, or you're gaining experience. I'll say that again. You're either gaining money, you're gaining time, or you're gaining experience. All 3 are very, very good. Does that change the way that you look at closing when you're on the phone? Three things. It's a win. It's a win for you no matter what. No matter what. And you can use that, the time that you gain, to close the next sale. Use the experience that you gained to close more sales. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a win. You do not lose. You get it? You do not lose. That's perfectly fine. Now, I've collected a group, like a bunch of these objections. I'm going to handle them all. And the way I handle objections, as I say, it's like a kung fu analogy, right? Someone throws a punch. How do you redirect? How do you strike back? How do you preempt that strike, the preemptive strike? How do you do that? So I'm going to make it a little bit more interactive, okay? And then we're also going to open up for some role play. So here's the first one. In fact, do it with me when I read out loud an objection. I want you to go, ooh, like something scary. Someone's throwing a punch at you, like, ooh, okay? And when we handle the objection, we can have some fun with this. You can like this. when we handle the objection properly, so I'm going to state the objection. You're going to go, whoo, and I'm going to teach you how to handle the objection. I'm going to give you exact line to say, and then you're going to say, boom. That's how it's done, okay? Boom. You're going to say boom. So you get objection, you can say, ooh, and then you're going to say, boom, when I handle the objection. Now, last time when I did this, remember, Kayvon, I used that funny, whiny voice, which all HTC family members love.
I was just going to say, like, we're going to have a lot of fun in the next
We're going to have a lot
hour.
of fun. It's going to be a blast. I love that. You're going to have a blast. So, okay, here we go. So I'm going to use that whiny voice for every single objection. Some I will handle. Some maybe Kayvon could handle, or Desmond could take a stab at it. Either way. So here we go. Can you prove that it will work for me? Ooh. How do you handle this? Kayvon, you going to give it a try?
I don't know. Can you prove that you'll show up? Can you prove that you're going to listen? Can you prove to me that you'll be coachable?
Boom. You put the responsibility back to the prospect. You don't try to explain. You don't try to justify. Can you prove that it will work for me? Yeah, exactly what Kayvon said. Can you prove to me that you're going to show up? Can you prove to me that you're going to do the work? Can you prove to me that you want this? Kayvon?
Yeah, you know, Dan, just by asking that question tells me you're probably not even ready for this program. It doesn't sound like you're going to be a very good fit, does it?
Boom. Very short. You don't need to go on explaining again and again and again. No. That's it.
Before we move forward, I wanted to mention, too, is notice throughout the next hour, we're going to handle 50 different objections. But we're going to use maybe 3 to 5 different techniques, and that is it. We're going to change the way we do it, the way we approach it, but it's really just 5, probably 3 to 5 core fundamentals. And you'll notice the nuances of how we do this.
Next one. It sounds too good to be true. It sounds like a scam.
You know what, Dan? You're probably right. What do you think? What makes you think this is going to be any different?
Boom. One more time. Now, I'll say it again. It sounds too good to be true. This sounds like a scam. Ooh. Desmond?
You know, you're probably right. Now, what makes you think this is any different?
Boom. Again, put the responsibility back onto the prospect. You know what? You're probably right. This party's a scam. Why are we talking today? Well, like you said, how do you think it's going to be different? You tell me. Right there, you've gained back control. Why are they asking this question? Think a little bit deeper. Because they're afraid. The prospect is afraid that he or she's going to make a wrong decision. So instead of fighting it, agree with them. Yeah, you know, you're right. Maybe I know it does sound good to be true. Maybe it won't work. So why are we talking today? Should we get off the phone? Write this down. Very powerful question. When you want to take it away. Should we get off the phone? When was the last time you hear a salesperson on the phone telling you, should we get off the phone? They will never get off the phone until they say everything they want to say. You are saying, should we get off the phone? And very often, sometimes the prospect will say, oh, no, that's not what I meant. What I meant is actually this. And sometimes they apologize. Doesn't sound like we're going to be doing business. Should we get off the phone? You see how the energy shifted with just two lines. 2 lines. You see how it puts you in control. It puts you in control. Here's another one. Let me read out loud first. Yeah. No, you go ahead, Kevin. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say this one was the one that just changed it all for me. Well, wait, I'll let you read it.
Can you guarantee I will get the results you claim? Ooh. Kevin?
Hey, Dan, what kind of guarantee are you looking for?
Boom.
I mean, let's pretend I could give you that guarantee. What would happen next?
You see how Kevin turned it into a commitment? Instead of guessing, oh yeah, I'll give you a 30-day guarantee, I'll give you a 60 guarantee. You don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Ask them. So what kind of guarantee are you looking for? Oh well, I want a 60-day or I want a 60-day guarantee. Well, let's pretend I could give you the guarantee. What will happen next? Now then the truth comes out. They might say, "Oh well, if you could give me that guarantee, I'm ready to move forward." Or they might say, "Well, even though you give me that guarantee, no, I'm not. I don't have the budget. I don't have the money to buy." Well, then really the guarantee is bullshit. It's smoke and mirror. Remember, we won't get rid of smoke and mirror. That's not the reason they're not buying. The reason they're not buying is not the guarantee. Is they don't have the financial resources. They don't have the money for now to buy. Then let's talk about that. Let's go back to the core issue. Get rid of smoke and mirror and go back to the core issue. Right? Boom. Kevin, do you have another way of handling this?
What kind of guarantee? That's the one I really use.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's another way you could say too is can you guarantee I'll get the results you claim?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what kind of guarantee I give you. If at the end of this you're still going to think about it, does it really matter?
Yeah, very good. Again, what did Kevin do? He turned that into a commitment.
Kevin, you also do another one where where you turn it back on them, right? It's not about. I mean, we can give.
Yeah. This is where the longer one. What we said at the beginning was right. As so ask me, Desmond.
Yeah, so, Kevin, what kind of guarantee, can you guarantee me that I will get the results that you claim?
Can you guarantee me you're going to show up? Can you guarantee me that every day you will do the work? Can you guarantee me that you're going to show up at 6 o'clock every Thursday?
Well,
I can guarantee you you're going to get the king of high-ticket sales. I can guarantee you're going to have a system that works. I can't guarantee your commitment.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yes.
Boom.
So two things here, right? We want to talk. We want to make sure, because we talk a little bit about this, is when you're doing your objections, you have to ask yourself, who are you speaking to? Are you speaking to B2C, meaning business to consumer? Or are you speaking to business? Are you speaking to a business owner? What I just said, I would never say to a business owner, because business owners are usually committed. They get up. They don't want to be told that they need to have motivation, but consumers do, because they're on the call because they've tried every other program, and they say every other program failed. No, not every other program failed. They failed the program. So I can't guarantee them that they're going to get success, because really, Dan and I can't guarantee you will show up, and you'll do the work. And when it becomes hard, you'll continue doing the work. But I guarantee you I do have a system that works. I just look at the result. The results don't lie.
I'm going to give you an example. So let's say there are some scenarios where the program that you are selling, you're closing, there's actually, you cannot, let's say you cannot actually offer a guarantee. And there's no guarantee with the program, hypothetically. Let's say pretend a program like that. So what do you do if you cannot offer the guarantee? Now, example, I'll do it like poorly. I'll see if I can try to do it poorly. It's not easy when I do it poorly.
Hey, Dan, can you guarantee I'll get the results you claim?
Well, that's actually a program. We have a lot of success stories, but we don't really guarantee our program.
What do you mean you don't guarantee it? Why would I do it if you can't guarantee that I'll get results?
Yeah, but we've been doing this a long time, and you can see that our our teacher, our speaker, has a long track record. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's actually we don't have a guarantee.
Why would I continue to do this? I need a guarantee.
Okay, pause. Off the role play. You see how I was trying. It was too soft. Trying to kind of stutter and doing all this but believe it or not, that's how most people, some of you guys, right? Discord. That's how you don't know how to handle this. You were not sure. You were trying to debate. You were trying to defend. You were trying to just justify. That's what I'm talking about. No, you don't do that. Now I'm going to demonstrate something where that. So Kayvon's going to be a prospect. I'm going to handle this, and I want to give you some context because it's going to go very, very quickly. I cannot actually offer a guarantee, but I'm going to use hypothetical to get rid of smoke and mirrors so I get to the core of the problem. Okay? You listen to this. So Kayvon, just play with me one more time.
Hey Dan, can you guarantee the results you're claiming?
Okay, Kayvon, tell me, what kind of guarantee you're looking for?
Well, I mean, I just want to guarantee that if I...
Hold on a second. Let me grab a pen because this sounds important. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I just want to make sure the guarantee is that after the 7 weeks that that you say that I'm going to make some money, I want to make sure I can make that money back from the investment.
Hold on. So after 7 weeks, you want for the $2,500, you want to recoup your investment, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So 7 weeks. Anything else? Any other guarantee you need?
Well, you said that there's a chance to possibly be on your team, so I just want to make sure that if I go through it and I do understand it, can I, what's the chances of me being on the team? Can you guarantee I'll have a spot?
So guarantee being on a team, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I mean, I just want to make sure that guarantee I'll be successful, that I'll get through 7 weeks.
Well, Kayvon, let me ask you this. Suppose I could offer you the guarantee that after 7 weeks, you're going to learn, you're going to develop the skill to recoup all your investment, plus also guarantee you're a spot on my team. What's going to happen next?
Oh, I would probably definitely move forward.
And you're comfortable with a $2,500 investment?
Do you have a payment plan?
What do you mean?
$2,500 is a lot of money.
It's an awful lot of money.
It is. What do you mean?
Like you want some kind of payment plan, like what, two, 3 installments? Like what are you thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. Can I do maybe $1,000 for a month for 3 months?
Let me think. So now $1,000 a month for 3 months.
Mhm. Yeah. I can do that.
And you could put $1,000 down today.
I'll put $1,000 down today.
On a credit card?
On a credit card right now.
And Kayvon, suppose I was to accept that offer, what would you say to me?
I would say thank you, and I'm going to make sure that I get through the 7 weeks and make you look good for helping me.
Kayvon goes back. Now I want to circle back to the guarantee.
Okay.
And Kayvon, you come to me because I believe that you trust my credibility and what I could teach you. Correct?
Yeah.
I can't guarantee if you're going to make the money or not because that's not up to me. It's up to you. I also cannot guarantee that you're going to be on my team because that's up to you. It's not up to me. But what I could guarantee you is I'm going to do my very best to train you, to give you the skill that you need. And if you put in 100%, you're going to see results. But I cannot guarantee the $2,500, the recoup your investment. I cannot do any of that shit. Nobody could guarantee that. And I don't want to start our relationship based on a lie. You don't want me to lie to you, do you?
No, I really understand that, Dan. I appreciate your honesty. No, you're right. It is up to me.
So where should we go from here?
Well, I want to prove to you that I can do it.
So you're okay with I don't have a guarantee. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'll give you the $1,000, and I know that if I just listen to you, and I put in the effort, I'll make it.
Pause off the role play. Put in the comment box, what have you learned? What have you learned? So I've done a lot of things there. You might want to listen to it again. There was a couple of redirection. There was a hypothetical. But listen to my tone. Get rid of smoke and mirror. Get to the bottom line. Come up with a solution. Circle back. Very upfront and say, you don't want me to lie to you, do you? You don't want to start our relationship based on a lie, do you? Where should we go from here?
Dan, my mind's blown again.
Yeah.
You taught me that years ago, 3 years ago. But even I myself, I would definitely re-listen to that one over and over again, even myself again, because I know that to pull that off, I want to make sure that I would definitely understand the moves in that and then do it smoothly. That was priceless. Even if anyone could just do even 10% of that, I think they're already in a better position.
Yeah.
You did multiple moves there. That was amazing.
Yeah, and that's the tone, the question, your posture, everything. But here's the thing, if there's hesitation in my voice, if I'm not so sure, Kayvon, as a prospect, he would sense it. He'll be like, I'm not so sure. So you got to do this, you got to practice. And don't think of you got to do all 100%. Like Desmond said, just 10%. You can do 10, 20% of this. It's very, very powerful. Now, I saw a comment in Facebook here. Dan with the side work for CEO. It absolutely fucking would, because I was just using it before I jumped on this call. I was sighing like crazy. It's pretty funny, right? Because I can see I was getting resistance, and I wasn't going through. So I was asking questions. So I was like, man, yeah, you're right. I don't see how this would work. What do you think? And he was explaining about, well, I think maybe we could work this way and work that way, and how we can work together. I'm like, you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure we could make it work. Maybe we can also do this and this. I guess that's a possibility. We can explore that a little bit further. Of course it will work. Because every single salesperson they talk to is all enthusiasm, all excited, all whatever. And you're like, just imagine you're seeing a doctor. Again, when you see a doctor, when he sighs, you're like, shit, what's wrong with me? Am I okay? Please, what do I need a surgery? Like, man, Kayvon, I don't know, man. I look at your blood tests. Right, Kayvon, how would you react? You're
oh
like,
my God, what's wrong, doc? Oh my God.
Give me the solution, please. Am I dying here? What's going on, right? You're like, man, I think we have a little bit of problem here.
There were so many good layers there. Like even I'm going back and listening there. One of the best ones that I liked right away was when you cut me off. We talked about not cutting off, but when I was like, oh, I want to guarantee, and you're like, what? Okay, one second. Let me get my piece of paper. Let me act. Like, remember? Act. Let me act like this is very important. I'm going to write this down. And when you're talking, I'm going to cut you off. But you do that, there's such finesse.
And the timing, and it looks very simple, but you have to do it very, with elegantly. It's not easy. I know it's not easy, but I want you just to demonstrate and teach you the possibility that you could get to this good. It's possible you could get to this good. But for now, listen to this. Just listen. Do your best to observe. Can you do that? Just be a good student. Do your best. Just to observe. Don't get overwhelmed. So that's the guarantee. This is more like a question from Neil. I'm confused with the closing part, specifically receiving the payment when they don't have enough money or they can't process the credit card during that time, and will just call back when it works. How should I receive the payments in these situations? There are many answers to this. I'll let Kayvon chime in first, then I'll also address this.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, to me, this could just sound like A, it's a bad prospect, or there's resistance. Remember, any objection is just like it's a form of resistance. And in this case, let's just take option one. You're not actually talking to someone who can afford the program. That's your bad that you would get this far into the call and to find out they have no money. You got to qualify them at the beginning. We talked about that last week. Remember, Dan qualifies right at the beginning. If we're to move forward today, are you able and are you capable of investing money today? So that's number one. So you're talking about a bad prospect. Number two, then we just get into objections, and I think we're going to have a lot of these talk about this, Dan, so I don't want to blow it right now.
So what you need to get to the bottom line is, if you're not going to collect payment on the phone, the distinction that I want you to get is, are you not collecting payment because you're afraid to get a commitment from them, or is it a legitimate issue? If it's a legitimate issue, then I still want some kind of commitment from them. What I don't want is, yeah, no problem, I'll email you, I'll call you back, I will send you the payment or whatever. That is this vague reply. I don't want that. Hypothetically, let's say it is a wire transfer. Let's say it's a huge amount that you cannot put on a credit card. So let's pretend I'm the prospect. Kayvon, you are the closer, okay? And you're gonna collect. It's a $50,000 deal, and you need $25,000 wire to you, okay? So you're not collecting credit card, but I'm the prospect. And so I'll say, yeah, so Kayvon, I'm ready to move forward. Yeah, but I cannot do a credit card because it's too large amount to put on my card.
Okay, no problem. What can you do? Can you do a wire transfer?
Yeah, I can do a wire transfer, no problem.
Okay, and how much can you do a wire transfer for today?
Well, the program is $50,000. So what I could do is I could do $25K because I think this program is 60 days, right? So
yeah,
absolutely. So I want to do $25K today, like right now, and then 30 days later, $25K. Would that work?
Might have a problem with that.
Oh, what's the problem?
Now, Dan, would you be able to do $30K today and the remainder $20K in 15 days?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's not an issue.
Okay. And you're comfortable doing the wire transfer today?
Today, actually, because I still have some work to finish, but I can definitely go to the bank tomorrow morning.
Okay, so tomorrow morning you're going to do the wire transfer, and I should see it at my bank tomorrow or the next day, do you think? I
would say for what we do, probably one business day. You should see it the day after.
So in 24 hours, I should see the $30K, and you're comfortable with spending the $30K and wiring that to my bank account?
Correct.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email with my bank information.
Yeah.
Now, Dan, just before I get off the phone, I just got to ask you, you're not going to call me tomorrow and tell me you had a change of mind or a change of heart, are you?
No, I'm very serious about this. No, I'm not. No, I'm committed. And
is there any other reason I should know why you wouldn't be able to gather the $30K and why it would not get into my bank account in 24 hours?
No. You have my words. Tomorrow morning, I'll go to the bank first thing in the morning, 10 a.m. I'll get this done.
Okay, Dan. Well, I just want to say congratulations. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Off the word play, notice, so Kayvon didn't just let me off the hook and say, oh, yeah, wire transfer. No, I want a time. I want a date. I want a confirmation. Again, that's kind of like a verbal handshake again. You're not going to call me tomorrow and say, change your mind. If that's the case, let me know right now. I want a firm commitment. So it has not so much to do with are you getting payment, you're not getting payment. I'm talking about, do you have the courage, the guts to ask for the commitment? And get to the truth, get to the core. Get to the bottom line. If I sense, now let's do it one more time. Now I'm going to be a little bit wishy-washy. And actually I'm afraid to commit, but I'm using a wire transfer as a stall with Kayvon. Let's just hear the difference, okay?
Okay.
Again, I'm the prospect. So, yeah, Kayvon, this just sounds good. And so, yeah, I'll definitely, but I can put on the credit card. And so, how will we do this?
Well, we can do a wire transfer. We can do a money order. Which one would work for you?
Okay, a wire transfer, but I kind of got to go to the bank, eh? So, yeah, my bank is like quite far away.
Well, that's a problem. I mean, how much do you really want this? If your bank's too far away to invest, I mean, we probably shouldn't even be on the phone, should we?
No, I want this. It's just
Doesn't really sound like you want it. It sounds like you're thinking about it.
No, I do want it. It's just and also because you need how much you need. You need the 50 program is 50K, and you need how much?
Well, I need 30K wired in the next 24 hours if you want to move forward.
Well, that might be a problem because I do have the 30K, but I got some bills that I got to pay as well. I do have some money coming in. There's another 10K coming in next week that I know that I'm going to collect. When I get that, can I send it to you then?
Well, I don't know. I mean, what happens if the money doesn't come in? Let me ask you, is this how you continue and always do your business? Always waiting for the next money to come in?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I kind of want this program because I'm struggling with getting clients and I want to grow, right? And so it's just ups and downs.
How do you live like that? Always wondering, now I get the 10K the next. What happens if the 10K doesn't come in?
Then it will be challenging. Then I don't think I can even afford the program.
And then what about me? And then now I'm sitting here wondering what's going on.
I think it should be okay. It should be okay. My client, I've been dealing with this client for a long time, and he's always paying on time. And I know the money would be here like next Monday for sure. And then right afterwards, I can send 30K.
Okay, so you want me to get my assistant to put through the paperwork for you, and me start working with you on the base of your client who you've been in business with for 2 years, 3 years now?
Yeah, 3 years almost.
3 years now. Would you think that would be fair for us to do that?
I would. Yeah, I would. No, I would follow through. You don't have to worry about that. I'm very, very confident I can collect the money on Monday.
Stan, what would happen if you can't collect the money? Could you get it somewhere else?
If I cannot get the money, I'll get it from somewhere else. Yes.
Well, where else would you get it? Let's just think about this. Let's brainstorm. We've got about 5 minutes left. Let's brainstorm this.
Well, I can also have a line of credit that I could also utilize.
You have a line of credit? Okay.
Yeah, I've got about $20,000 worth of line of credit. I could definitely utilize that when it comes to that point.
Okay. Well, Dan, let me ask you. If you know you're getting paid in $10,000 in a week from now, but you have $20K on your line of credit, why not just go to the line of credit? And you won't even pay an interest rate on that if you're going to get money in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I'm just not very comfortable. I'm a little bit conservative, so I never quite use my line of credit. But if it comes to that on Monday, if that happens, I'll use it because I need to get this problem fixed. I've been struggling with this for a long time, and I know you're the guy that could help me to do that. And it is a lot of money. I can tell you I'm nervous. I'm a little bit scared.
It is. You know, Dan, it is a lot of money, and that's fine. You should be scared because you know that it's going to be a lot of work. But through a lot of work, there's going to be a lot of transformation, not just in your business, but how you operate as a business owner, how you show up as a husband, as a father. Now, let me ask you, because what I'm hearing is I can feel the commitment in you, but I don't think you're really committed to yourself yet. Is that the case?
I think I'm committed. I'm just nervous.
You think or you know?
I know. I need to do something. I got to do something. I'm sick and tired of having these ups and downs. I got to solve these problems.
So I get it. I understand that. I've been there. I remember it's a hard time. But if you're truly committed to yourself, then you shouldn't have a problem going and getting 10K out of your line of credit, knowing that commitment level that you have is going to come back to you tenfold. And that the fact that you trust your client in 2 weeks to get you that 10K. I can't trust your client. I don't know them. But you do. So now let me ask you this. You wouldn't be comfortable taking 10K out 2 weeks out of your line of credit so we can get this moving forward tomorrow, maybe the next day, right away, get this thing going for you. Would you?
I think you're right. I think it just maybe it's an excuse, maybe it's my fear. I'm very confident my client will pay me on Monday. Okay. And if I do the wire transfer, really it's a couple of dollars of interest, it really doesn't matter. Then money comes in, and then the money comes in, and it would pay off the line of credit immediately.
Okay, so where should we go from here, Dan?
Okay. And you would send me the wire information?
I'm going to send you the wire information as soon as we get off the phone. Now, you said that you had 20K you can send over, and you're going to go to the line of credit and get an extra 10K.
Yeah.
It takes us to 30K.
Correct.
Now, is there any reason why tomorrow you wouldn't be able to gather that 30K and wire that to us?
No, I could go to the bank tomorrow. That's not a problem.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. If you give me the information, I'll make a trip to the bank. I'll make it happen.
Okay, you make that promise to me, and I'll make the promise to you that we'll get you through this. You'll never have to feel like this ever again.
Yes. Let's do this.
Okay, Dan, just before I get off the phone, I have to ask this one last thing. Do you mind?
Not a problem.
You're not going to call me tomorrow and tell me all of a sudden you had a change of heart, change of mind, or the line of credit froze up and you got to wait a couple days because you got to get that 10K, are you?
No. I need to do this. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Okay. Congratulations, Dan. I look forward to working with you.
Pause. All the role play.
Oh,
Boom.
you
Now,
gave me a hard one there, Dan.
it was like, right? But I want to demonstrate a bit, and you can see Kayvon not letting me off the hook. Digging deep, going back to the needs. A little bit of takeaway, a little bit of dance, right? A little bit of sigh, a little bit of turning objection to commitment. There's like 15, 20 things going on during that role play. And that's how the call would sound like, very much like that for a high-ticket sales. Remember what I teach, what I taught you guys. The sales conversation should not be a pleasant experience for the prospect. This is not pleasant for me as a prospect. It's not a pleasant call. It's stressful. It's a little bit scary. I'm a little bit worried and concerned. I don't know if I should do this. All the internal stuff, all my limiting belief, all my insecurities, all this shit is coming up as a prospect, right? But Kayvon.
And I was going to say, if you notice when you said that, yeah, I'm scared, I didn't go, oh, don't be scared. Oh, no, you should have no reason to be scared for anything. No, I said you should be scared. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of investment.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is the exact thing you need to do to get you out of this situation. Notice how when he said there was the other thing, too, is this is what they always say when people say, oh, I don't have money. Isn't that all the reason why you booked a call in the first place? And all the reason why you should move forward? I mean, how do you live? How do you live your life? Like I've spoken to people who've told me that they live their life on and this is not an individual. I'm talking about a family, a man with a wife and 2 kids living off $1,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of me worrying, instead of me going, oh, I feel bad for you, I asked the hardest question: how do you live like that? And then he tells me it's hard, and then I go even deeper, where nobody wants to go. How does that make you feel like a man? Is that what you ever thought you'd be when you were younger? Thinking that you take care of your 2 kids and your wife off $1,000 a month? This must be pretty important to you, isn't it? So what should we do?
And that's why I want you to listen to Kayvon's tone. It's not putting people down. It's not pushing them and say, "Oh, you got to do this, man. You got to keep doing. You got to invest. You got to make a decision." No. It's coming from a different place. Listen to the tone. It's firm. It's firm. It's direct, but with finesse. Write it down. With finesse. The name of the game is asking questions with finesse. And you have to know when to ask the questions, when to pause, when to shut up and just listen. You have to see. Questions with finesse. Here's a good question from Jeremy. If a prospect becomes annoyed when you ask them personal questions, how do you handle them? Jeremy, chances are because 2 things. Number 1, when people ask you personal questions, you probably get annoyed. Second thing is, it's a lack of confidence to go deep. So if you and I were role playing right now, I could probably tell the way you're asking those personal questions, you are not sure. So let me demonstrate. So Kayvon, pretend I'm asking you some personal questions. Again, I'm going to try to do it poorly, right? So you're the prospect.
I'm the prospect. Yeah.
I'll ask you some personal questions.
Yeah, you're gonna ask me personal questions. Yeah.
So Kayvon, you have any kids?
Yeah, I got kids.
Okay, a boy or daughter?
I got a daughter.
Oh, I have a daughter too. Yeah, and she's like 3 years old. How old is your daughter?
She's 3. She's actually 3 years old too. But why are you asking this?
Well, because I think with this program, it's really going to help your daughter.
What do you mean, my daughter?
Well, because you'll be more successful, and you learn this skill, you make more money, and then you can, take care of her, and also, it's good to save up some money for college, right?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah, save money for college.
Okay, pause off the role play. See what I did there?
Never broke.
Horrible. I'm asking personal questions, but there's no. Kayvon could tell I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, here's the thing: if you don't actually authentically, if you don't give a fuck, don't ask the question. Like, just don't even ask it, because they'll. I see it every day with even like waiters and stuff. Like, oh, how's your day going? It's such a lovely day. You don't give a fuck about how my day's going.
No.
Like, why even ask that? Just tell me what's on the menu.
No. And yesterday we were Desmond, and Jenny and the team. We went to a very fancy restaurant, and the dinner was horrible. Kayvon, it's good that you didn't go because it was horrible. It's like one of the worst experience for me for a long time. Okay, and then at the end, the dessert, the waitress, came over and said, "How's the dessert?" And we were like, and Kayvon, and Kayvon, you're not there, but we were like, well, it's okay.
Yeah.
Basically means it sucks, right?
It was such an uncomfortable pause because dessert took like half. They already buggered it all up, and it took like half an hour for the dessert to come out. It was such an uncomfortable tension. When she came over and delivered the dessert, she was like, "So how's it?" And nobody answered. It took us so long to even just mumble under our breath, like, "Oh yeah, it's okay," or something.
Yeah, and then she slowly walked away, like faded away in the background. Then why the fuck do you ask?
Yeah.
Right? Then you don't even need to ask. You're not going to do something about it. That's what I'm talking about. If you're asking the questions, you got to give a fuck. Because they would sense it. You cannot even hide this shit. You ask a question, do you care or do you not care? Or you just after the money or just the commission? You cannot hide this shit. They know. They can feel it. Especially when you're asking for big money. You can feel it. And that's the thing, when you're in your head, we're not connecting, you're not in your heart, and you're just focusing on a script, you're trying to do it right, trying to get it more perfect. Emerald, I'm talking to you, try to say every single line perfectly, give the perfect delivery. You're not going to get very deep with this. You're not going to get to mastery.
And mastery is also knowing too when you can push to open them up, or also when to just go to the bottom line. So Dan, I never had this in my life. Actually, this was the first time. This was last week with an influencer. And I get on the phone, doing just breaking the ice in the first 30 seconds. Hey, how's it going? Blah blah blah. Good. Nope. Yep. Silence. And I said, oof, you're a tough one, aren't you? He goes, I don't like small talk. I said, perfect. Neither do I. What do you want to talk about? Let's get to the bottom of this. And we got the call done in literally what I thought was going to be a half-hour call, got done 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That's a very Ruby, right? Very
he didn't want to talk. He's like, I told me straight, I don't like small talk. And you could tell in his voice, and being, again, at that master level, you can tell when someone is honestly saying, I don't like to talk to people. I do not like salespeople. Like, this guy does not like salespeople, does not like closers. He had a bad experience with them. So I'm not going to try to do anything. I'm just going to say, all right, what's the bottom line here then? Let's get to it.
That was it. So listen. You have to listen. Not
listen.
with your heart.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say, yeah, it's not just listening; it's also with intent. It's not just being mindful; it's actually literally listening with your heart, and that will allow you to put yourself in their shoes
Mm-hmm.
and to connect. Remember, it doesn't said I have a way to connect with people. It's because I'm listening. I'm hearing their voice, and 9 out of 10 times they are in pain. Whether it's a level 2 pain, level 3, some are 10 out of 10, they are in pain. And if I can't connect with them, so there was a question that was asked before is, the question that was asked, I guess, here was, I forget what it was, but what I was going to say to that was, if you can't connect with them, you'll never be able to close them. And when things get hard, that's what he said was, this guy's getting annoyed by you. He's getting annoyed by you because you never made a connection with him in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't make a connection with them, they're going to get annoyed with you. So it's your job, it's your duty to make that connection, and you got to break it.
I'm going to teach you 2 things. This is kind of off the script a bit, off the topic a little bit, but it's very, very important. Number 1, think about the people around you, okay, the day-to-day life, and people that you know, even maybe the people you dealt with in the last number of years, maybe in business, maybe in personal life. How many of them, just think about it, and I want just the first name that comes to mind, how many of them are actually good listeners? How many people can you name that they actually are good listeners out of all the people in your life that you know? And they take the time to listen and ask questions. Just think about that. In some cases, the people closest to you don't even fucking listen to you. So when a closer on the phone, because we want to be listened to, we want to feel special. It's a basic human need. When someone takes the time to connect and listens, people love it because they don't get that anywhere else in their lives. Your fucking husband or wife doesn't even listen to you. The people closest to you. And here it is, a closest stranger taking the time, making the connection, and listening, asking questions. 100% attention. Not on their fucking cell phone, not swiping, not doing something else. Just 2 human beings having a connection, having a conversation. It is rare. Isn't it? This is rare. And why is that? Because the school system doesn't teach you how to listen. The school system teaches all of us how to memorize, but not connect. And we lost touch. And the second thing is this. If you are afraid to connect with HTC family on Facebook group with just a post, I'm talking to you, the observer, the ones who are hiding behind, the ones in silence, the one never comment in the Facebook chat, the one who don't never post. You're so afraid to connect with people, even just through a social media platform, through a written text format. How the fuck are you going to connect with a prospect on the phone? How you do anything is how you do everything. You're afraid to connect in this way, I guarantee you're going to suck on the phone. Because you don't open up. And if you don't open up, your prospect's not going to open up. You're closed, he or she's closed. You cannot even open up in a safe, non-judgmental environment. You cannot even fucking do that. In a harsh environment, business world, when money is involved, you definitely cannot open up. Because you'd be so afraid. You are afraid. You've been afraid all your life. Afraid of getting hurt. Afraid of what people think. Afraid of people knowing the real you. Maybe that real you is not good enough. What if it's not good enough? What if they know? I better hide. I better put on a mask. I don't want people to know. It's not just closing. It's not just closing others. It's closing yourself. Closing yourself. Stretch yourself out of the comfort zone. Do things you're not comfortable with. Don't tell me the bullshit. I'm not on Facebook. I don't use that stuff. Sure. Keep operating the way you operate. Keep operating the way you've been operating in the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years. How's that working for you so far? How is that working for you so far? Don't be afraid of technology. Just be a master of technology. Don't be a slave. Doesn't mean that you're all hooked in technology and this and that. It's not about that. It's about using a tool. It's nothing more than a tool, a vehicle. Most people, they go on Facebook, waste time. We, high-ticket closers, we go on Facebook to make money. Once you make some money from Facebook, trust me, you'll like Facebook more. When you can get to Facebook, go to Facebook, you have questions, you post, you have all your brothers and sisters from all over the fucking world want to jump in and help you. Get the support with no agenda, no hidden motive. Just there to support you. Where else are you going to get that? Doesn't cost anything. You have lifetime access. Then why don't you use it? It's not just closing. It is not just closing. This is literally why XGC is so powerful. XGC is a big fucking mirror. That's why it's so transformational. If I were just to give you some script, read the fucking line. Then it's one of those lousy Me Too sales training program. No, I inject my DNA. I inject my belief. This is an extension of me. This is an extension of who I am and what I believe, and I'm passing that to you, that knowledge. But I'm making you face yourself. Don't bullshit me. Tell me the truth. What's going on here? No, tell me the truth. What is going on here? And that's it. When you can tell the truth, then you can be free. You can change. You cannot build success on a lies. You just cannot. Put in the comment box. Put in the comment box.
When you can tell the truth, you can be free. Powerful. Biggest lesson. I think I told this story, but one of the biggest lessons I've learned was that right there. When you can be and tell the truth, not always lie, these white lies to yourself, to your family, to everyone around you. Being authentic. It is freedom. You sleep better at night. You allow more creativity and harmony in your life. You're not always trying to keep up to your white lies. All that weight, negative weight for nothing.
So I'm talking to you. If you have not been commenting in the Facebook, that's okay. Just think about it. Why? Can't own the world if you avoid the world. You just can't. You can't connect with a prospect. You're not willing to connect with other people. You're not willing to connect with yourself. Next objection.
Let me think. There's so many ways. I think
so many ways.
I know. There's so many ways. So I think let's
go.
Let's get Desmond. Let's get Desmond to go, and then I'll go or whatever. And then there's so many ways to do this.
I'll do the whiny voice first, okay? And then
Okay.
ooh, okay. Yeah, let me think about it. Ooh.
So Dan, let me ask you a question. You know, whenever I hear someone say, "Let me think about it," they usually actually are trying to say no. They're just too scared to say that. Now, that's not the case here now, is it?
Boom. Cut to the chase. Get them to tell the truth. What is actually going on here? Right? It's that simple. One more time. Let's just slow down one more time.
Okay.
So, let me think about it.
Dan, you know, whenever I hear someone say, "Let me think about it," what they're really trying to say is no, because they're just too scared. They're just trying to be polite, and they're just trying to say no. But that's not the case here now, is it?
Boom. That's it. You don't let them get away with the excuse. Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah. Any other one for sure. Yeah.
So let me think about it, Kayvon.
You know, Dan, let me ask you something. Is this something you really want to do? Because if you don't, that's fine. If it's not the right fit, just tell me right now. No big deal.
Boom. That's it. You see how direct that is? Most salespeople say, "Yeah, sure. Yeah, you go think about it. Yeah, when are you gonna get back to me?" No, you just cut through all the bullshit, like a knife through a butter.
Another typical one, which isn't, I would say, is like the rookie way of saying it. So if you don't have the girth to go the harder way, another way to say, someone says, "Let me think about it," is just simply say, I get that. Now, let me ask you, what is it exactly you need to think about?
See, precise, specific. Then I might, as a prospect, I might say, "Well, I need to think about time. I don't know if I have time to do this, or the time commitment."
Time commitment. Okay. Tell me about that.
Because I'm so busy. I'm going to work. I've got to work 2 jobs, and it seems like a big time commitment. You said there's a class every week?
There's a class every week. 4 hours.
Yeah. How many hours?
4 hours every Thursday.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. Well, then it's going to take time away from my family. Oh, man, this is hard.
It is hard. Now, let me ask you, Dan, just why did you book in the first place?
Well, because really, I'm just working and working. I'm exhausted, and I can't even. I want to spend more time with family. Time's a big thing. Family's a big thing for me. I want to be able to spend more time with them. And now it's like 4 hours more away from my family.
So if not this, then what? I mean, what's the plan?
I don't have one.
Well, let's talk about that. We can go on.
Yeah.
We can go on forever. But again, there's so many ways you can go with Lemmy. You can even, depending again who you're speaking to. If they're sapphire, if they're pearls, you can even laugh and go, "Let me think." How many times have you said that in your life? Really? How many times have you said, "Let me think about it," and you actually thought about it? And then they'll laugh, and then they'll
That would
giggle.
be Ruby. You laugh at a Ruby, oh, it pisses them off.
Yeah. How many times have you actually said, "Let me think about it," but you've never actually done it? And yet, year after year, day after day, hour after hour, you're wondering why nothing changes. Because you're always in the thinking mode. Now, the one thing I know about business is about thinking. It's about doing. Now, isn't it time for the once in your life you stop thinking and you start doing? And you put yourself in that position to start really going after what you want? Getting that better life? Come on, man. Thinking about it doesn't work.
Very good. So, boom. What about? Let me give you another example. Let's say sometimes it's not all in the slides, but when people have the time objection, like I don't have time for this. Kayvon, do you have a good
Yeah.
mindset?
I mean, again, so if this is something where it's a program, like for our program, right? Because it's on a time thing, right? You just simply, so ask me, go, say I want to start in a couple months or whatever. I don't have time.
Yeah, I'm so busy.
So I mean, when could you make time for this?
I think maybe in 2 months.
You see, Dan, that might be a problem. For one thing, we're really busy, and I'm not sure if we'll have a spot for you in a couple of months. See, another possible problem I might have is that we're actually only take one client at a time. And if somebody comes in, or kind of gets on the phone and we have a lot of calls and wants it, I would hate for you to call me back in 2 months and I have to say no to you. Now, Dan, you don't want me to say no to you, do you?
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, I guess I got to clear my schedule a bit and just make it happen, eh?
I mean, you don't want to do that, do you?
Yeah,
it can't be that important.
No, it is very important to me.
Sorry, what was that?
It is very important to me.
So what would you like to do? Where do we go from here, Dan?
Boom. Possible offer role play. Very good. You can hear that. Another one that you could do, I don't think I taught even you guys this one. This is a good one. Let's say, Kayvon, you said, I don't know if I have time for this. Good, so go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Dan, I like what you got going on here, but I'm busy and I don't think I have time for this. Can I start maybe in a month from now, 2 months from now?
Kayvon, absolutely you could, but usually when people say to me that they don't have time for something, what it really means is this is not that important to them. Isn't this the case here?
No, it's important to me. I got a couple projects on the go right now, and I just want to clean those projects up and then be able to really focus on what you got going on in a month from now, 2 months from now.
And I think you mentioned to me that you were just struggling with the cash flow, isn't it? You've been having
and you're right. I do have a little bit of cash flow issues, so I'm a little.
So what you're telling me is you won't make the time to solve this problem. Seriously, when is a good time to solve this cash flow problem? Do you really want to wait another 2 months?
Well, when you put it that way, I don't think so. No, I mean,
it's up to you, really.
What do you think I should do, Dan?
I don't know. You tell me.
I guess I could, and then again, I think that's enough.
Reverse psychology, all of that, right? Boom.
Yeah.
Again, cut to the chase. Where I don't have time. Well, when I hear that, what it actually means is this is not that important for you. Well, it is important, yeah, but not important enough to make a commitment today, is it? Well, I guess you're right. And then maybe you do. You can ask them. So, what would it take for you and I to move forward today?
Here's another one. Ask me. I got one more. I remember this one. Give me another one. Same one. Not a good time.
So let me think about it. Oh, this is time one, right? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this.
Let me ask you then. How will you know when it's time, the right time, for you to start having the things you want in your life, the things we just talked about?
Yeah, I guess it's never the right time, eh?
Well, how will you know it is the right time? I mean, you tell me. You said you need some time. What does time mean to you?
That's a good question. I guess the right time is when I'm ready.
Okay, so we have a bigger problem then. It's not about the time. It's about your commitment. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, I think we need to talk about that.
So where else are you not committed in your life, Dan? And then we can go. Oh my God.
Go on and on. Same idea. So you are one redirection goes back to the needs, finding out the pain point. It's the same. It's the same.
But you notice how I uncovered even a deeper? Like there's even a deeper one? Because remember, this is resistance. This is, again, objections are resistance. It's just them resisting. They want it, but they have fear. They have all this stuff that goes to their head. They have excuses like time, kids. It's just resistance. It's how we play with resistance. As a high-ticket closer, we play with resistance.
And sometimes the prospect might say something like, I don't have time. Sometimes I might say depends. I might say something like, well, does that mean maybe you don't want to do it or you don't know how to do it?
That's good too.
Because either one of those. Well, I guess I don't really want to do it. Then why are we talking today? And we can take it away. Again, you can use the line. Should we get off the phone? So play with resistance. Play with resistance.
And okay. We're going to move on. I was just going to say with the let me think about it. Here's the key we've missed, Dan. if you set up the call properly like Desmond does and Dan does, they will never give you this objection.
It doesn't even happen.
Because at the beginning of the call, you asked them not to give you this objection, and they agreed they wouldn't. They would make a simple decision, yes or no. So if you've done this properly, we don't even have an objection like, let me think about it.
Set the agenda. Step one, agenda. Qualify. And the funny thing is, when you do it properly, you follow the steps, you're asking questions with finesse, you're listening, you are communicating, you know that the gen personality type, all these things, I'm telling you, these objections don't come up a lot. Now I'm closing, objections just don't come up a lot. Part of it is also my belief, that the conviction, just the conviction of what I have in what I do. So it shows. People can hear that. So if you're getting a lot of objections, examine that a bit about your belief. Maybe you need to read the creed like 3, 4, 10 times a day. Something. You got to do something to build a stronger belief. Because when two people, here's the thing, when two people communicate, when they make that connection, whoever has more certainty will always influence the other party. Whoever has more certainty will always influence the other party because certainty is contagious. Certainty is contagious. In an uncertain world, closer, we're selling certainty. You're not selling your program, you're not selling your service, you're not selling all this shit. What you're selling is certainty. We're selling certainty in an uncertain world. And people want certainty. People want certainty. Give them that certainty. Give them the certainty that you've got the back. Give them the certainty that this is the right thing for them. Give them the certainty that this program, this offer would help them. Give them the certainty that this would transform their lives or their business. Give them the certainty that you are taking the time to listen to all their needs and you're recommending a solution that could help them. Give them that certainty. You could do that, you could close anybody. You close anybody. As long as the needs are there, as long as the needs are strong enough, you close anybody. Is that making sense? We are 2 hours and 30 minutes in. Oh my goodness. There's
a lot.
There's still a lot. So let's do again a quick 2-minute break. You need to go to the bathroom. You want to grab some water. I'm going to grab some water. I just finished my green tea. I need another cup. So 2 minutes.
I'm just going to answer some questions here. Is that cool?
Go ahead.
Oh, you get the water?
Yes.
I just saw that Catherine Sun. So Catherine, if you're still here, if not, I mean the replay's here. But you asked going back to why I insisted $30K versus $25K. He was willing to spend $25K because the one thing I learned from Dan, which I love, is no matter what they say, no matter how much money it is, whether it's $100,000, $200,000, always we got a problem. We got a problem. It's going to cost a lot more than that, or it's going to be a little bit more than that. Always try to get, if you can get more money up front, it's better than not. So imagine if in a week from now this person can't get money or they disappear and they're gone. Well, I'm now at least have $5K more than what we originally spoke about. So there's no really science to it or anything behind that. It's just Dan always says, we got a problem.
And to speak to that, some of you might be thinking that we're being a little bit disingenuous. It's not, right? Like we're not trying to try to get more money from them. If you've been any sort of entrepreneur, if you've ever done any kind of business, I'm telling you, 100% of the time we always under budget. Everyone under budget. They never anticipate how much it's going to cost. So, if you ask them how much have you got, right? What sort of budget? We know that the course is maybe 10,000, but the guy says, I've only got 15,000. We still say we got a problem.
No problem. It's going to cost more than that.
Yeah, we got a problem. And then they go, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? And so you always want to. If you've got a fixed price, you stick with the fixed price. You can eventually, now it gives you bargaining to come down if you need to, right? You can always come down and say, all right, well, you know what? It's not, we're going to let you in. Now, if I can let you in for 10,000, what do you want to do next? And the guy goes, well, yeah, I'll sign up right now. You've got the close right there, right? So because you set the expectations higher, and then you can always come back down. But once you're down, you cannot go up. Kayvon, did you go take a picture?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the truth. I loved it. Yeah, once you go down, you can't go up. That's for sure.
I thought you also went to use the washroom or something.
No. I just put myself on mute there for a second. You know me. I don't drink. I don't go to the washroom.
Water.
I'm invincible. No, I'm just joking. You know what? Just because I know we're waiting for Sifu to come back, and I was thinking here, just completely off closing. I was thinking, I just had this energy. Desmond, you said I feel people, right?
Yeah.
There's an energy coming to me from someone. It could be someone, could be a lot of them, could be one person in this group where I'm feeling they're disconnected. They know they want this. They're hearing this and it's gold, but they have this it's almost like they're in their head going, this isn't me. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm good enough. And I just wanted to speak to that person or to the people that are feeling that right now. Because I remember being in programs like that where you didn't feel like you just didn't feel connected. You knew you wanted it, but there's something missing. Or the opposite, where you get really, really excited, like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm gonna learn this. I'm going to be the best. And then a week later, you're right back to where you were. Like all that steam's gone. And I was trying to think to what was the difference with me doing this with Dan and going through this than what I did for 30 years and kept failing. And I think it was, and I kind of got back to when I was high, when I was, this is amazing, I'm going to get through this. I never believed it long enough for it to happen. As soon as something came up, as soon as something became, you feel like you're drowning a little bit, I lost all steam. I would pivot. No, I want to do something else. Or maybe this isn't for me. I just never believed in it long enough. And I want to speak to that person that you have to believe long enough, more than 24 hours or 48 hours, that you really want something more in your life. The one thing Dan and Desmond and myself, we can't teach you is your belief in yourself. We can drill it into you. We can try to show you how we believed in ourselves, but at the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself long enough till it comes to you. You got to believe in yourself long enough till you get it. Some take a week, some takes months, some takes years, but you have to keep going. So I want to say I resonate with you. I understand where you are. If you were to say, well, Kayvon, what do? I'd just say it starts with belief. And don't seek it from outside. Don't seek it from your friends. Don't try to seek it from your parents, from your old past. Seek it from within. Seek it from the creed, from the person you're becoming today. And you will get through this. I promise you.
That's a great point. And in F.U. Money, I said the secret to wealth is committing to one idea over time. Most people are broke because they never committed to anything. For most people, the 7 week is a big fucking commitment already. They wonder why they're broke. They can't even commit. It's not even 7 weeks. Let's face it. It's once a week. Once a fucking week. They can't even do that. That is too much to change my life. Oh my God. You wonder why you're fucking broke. Yeah. That's the attitude that they have. But you're not like that. You're not like them. You're not like most people. Wealth is committing to one idea over time. Can you imagine this? You go to your backyard. You planted a seed. You put it in the dirt. You cover it with dirt. Next morning, you go to the backyard again. Where's my fruit? God damn it, where's my fruit? What's happening, man? I just planted a seed yesterday. Where's my fruit? Shit. Maybe something wrong with the seed. Why doesn't it rain? Maybe I should, you know what? Let me pour some water on it. Pour some water on it. Put some nutrition on it. Maybe that would go. And then tomorrow, next day, you go back to your backyard. Where's my fucking fruit? Where's the fruit? Month gone by, nothing. It's just nothing coming from the ground. This shit doesn't work. There's something wrong with the seed. Or there's something wrong with the dirt. Or there's something wrong with my neighbor. Something is off, man. This thing doesn't work. 3 months later, you see a tiny little bit, like tiny little thing comes out of the dirt. What the fuck, man? I've been waiting for 3 months. This is all I got? This is all I see? A little tiny little thing popping up? Where the hell is my fruit? And then guess what? Most people, fuck this. Let me dig another hole. Let me try something else. Let me plant a seed. And the next day they go to the backyard and they bitch about it all over again. 3 months, nothing. They give up and they try something else. Before you know it, years gone by, they look at their backyard. What they have no fruit, they have no flowers. All they have is a bunch of fucking potholes. Isn't it true? That's how most people operate. That's why they never succeed. Versus the way I operate, I'll tell you the way I operate. I pick a seed, and I know that's a great seed. It's going to grow a beautiful, beautiful trees. It's going to give me fruit that I can feed myself and feed my family for a long time. Let me plant that seed. Let me nurture it. Let me look at it. I'm going to be grateful to have this seed. I make sure I mow the lawn. I make sure there's no weeds, no negativity growing around this beautiful seed. And I watch it grow. And every day I'm very grateful. Maybe for months, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, I don't see anything coming out from the ground. That's okay because I believe that's a great seed. I know it's a great seed. I know this is the right environment for that seed to grow, to flourish. And I see there's something coming out of the ground. And it grows a little bit more every day. And I nurture it, give it the right proper nutrition, the right attention, the right time. I'm eager. I'm ambitious, yet I'm patient. I let it grow, and I let it grow, and I let it grow. Wow, this is beautiful. But I don't try to pluck the fruit too soon. I gotta let it grow until it becomes stronger and stronger and bigger and bigger. Before you know it, wow, look at this tree. Look at all the fruit. It's not just enough fruit for myself. It's enough fruit for my family. Fuck, it's enough fruit for my neighbor. I can give it away. And guess what? Each fruit also has so many seeds. Now I can take those seeds, I can plant some new trees, and it grows bigger tree. So much abundance, so much fruit. I can't even finish it all. And it keeps growing and growing. But most people never get to that stage. They never see what it's like to have that much abundance. To have that much abundance. Before you know it, you've got a fucking forest. But most people, all they have, look at the back, a bunch of potholes, and they bitch about it. Look at these damn potholes. None of this shit works. Lousy seed. Lousy weather. Lousy dirt. That's how most people operate. So don't operate like that. Don't operate like that. Rule number 2. We gotta go a little bit faster. Gonna grow some balls. Repeat after me. I'm gonna grow some balls. Ladies, yes, I'm gonna grow some balls. What does that mean? Have some courage. It's okay. Take a little bit of risk. Push a little bit. Right? Take a little bit of risk when you're on the phone. Have the balls to ask the tough questions. Be direct, but with finesse. Let me demonstrate. It's a good one. Why should I pay you so much? There are other companies who charge less. So, Kayvon, you want to try? You'll be a prospect?
Yep.
I'll handle. So, let me read the line. We're going to do ooh, and then I'm going to handle it, okay? So, try that.
Yeah.
You be a prospect, I'll be the closer.
Oh, okay. You want me to be a prospect? Sorry. Okay. Dan, why should I pay so much? There are other companies charging a lot less. Ooh.
Well, Kayvon, let me ask you this. Why do you think people pay us that kind of money?
Because you get them the results.
I'm sorry, what?
Because you probably get them the results. I don't know.
Take a guess.
I would say it's probably because you get the results done, yeah.
Let's pretend I could get you the results. Do you think they're comfortable spending that kind of money to get you the results that you want? Or should we get off the phone?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can go somewhere else and
Absolutely, you could.
Yeah. What?
Absolutely, you could. So why are we talking today?
Because you were referred to me, and they said that you can get the job done.
Yeah, but I charge a lot.
Yeah, you do.
So how are we going to solve this problem? Even let's pretend I could help you, and I could solve your problems. How are we going to get past this money issue here?
I guess by getting those results.
Right, pause, off the role play. Notice, don't justify. Well, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it's an awful lot of money. Why do you think people pay me that kind of money? Oh, well, she must be good. Well, assume I'm good. Assume I can do that for you. You're comfortable paying or investing that kind of money. Answer a question with question. Oh, here's another one. Okay, why don't you do one more?
Yeah.
You're the prospect.
Okay.
Same question like you. That's same objection, but this time you actually, I want you to kind of insult me a bit, okay? And just say, well, these people, they're just like stupid. They pay this kind of money. I'll never pay.
Okay.
That kind of thing, okay? So,
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Well, Dan, why should we pay you so much? I mean, the other companies charge a lot less than that. Like, people would be stupid to pay the money they pay you.
So, Kayvon, why do you think people pay me that kind of money? It's a crazy amount of money.
Exactly. It's crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
So why would they pay you that?
I don't know. I guess there's just a lot of stupid people out there paying me a lot of money for no reason.
I guess.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Why do you think people pay me that kind of money?
Oh, obviously because you probably get the job done, or they wouldn't pay you that kind of money.
That's correct. Assume I could get the job done for you. Do you think it's worth paying that kind of money to get a job done?
Well, I don't know. Then I would be one of those stupid people you just talked about.
I don't know. You tell me.
Hmm.
You know what? Doesn't sound like we're going to be working together.
Whoa. What do you mean we're not going to be working together?
I don't know. You don't want to be one of those stupid people, do you?
Well, those stupid people are getting the results now, aren't they?
I guess. But
How
I got to
much
go.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah, off the role play. But that's how it sounds. That's roughly how I would handle it.
And I gave you a hard one too. Like I was wondering what you were going to do there. That was, I don't want to be those stupid people. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And should we go, right? That's it. You take it away. You just take it away. You got to grow some balls. You take some balls to do this. Can you see this? Right? You got to have a little bit of oomph. And not to be afraid. Say, well, yeah, you know what? There are a lot of stupid people. Pay me a lot of money for no reason. Seriously, they're all just fucking stupid. And that's why I'm in business for all these years. Do you really believe that? Come on, Kayvon, you sound like a smart business guy. Do you really believe in that? Well, I guess not. and very often, when you have that posture, 9 out of 10, I can tell you from experience, they apologize.
Yeah.
Then the truth comes out. The truth is they're afraid. Or they can't fucking afford it. They can't fucking afford. Here's another one. You want? Okay, Kayvon, here's a good one. You want to hear another one? This is a good one.
Same one?
Yeah. Let me think. It's can you do it, like, can you have a discount, or can you do it cheaper? It's just similar to this, right? So let's say I tell you I charge $50,000, and you basically you're the prospect. Oh man, can you do it cheaper? Is there a discount?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So how much does the program cost?
$50,000.
$50,000. Come on, Dan. Can we do this cheaper? Can we do it for $40,000? Even maybe $35,000?
Sure, I could do it for $35,000. You don't mind doing just half the work?
Ooh, what do you mean?
Because if you want me to go cheaper or give you a discount, I can do half the work, get half the results. Is that what you want?
No, I don't want that. I'm just
So
hoping to get a discount on the program.
So let me ask you this, Kayvon. Is it really a question of the price, or is it a question of value?
Yeah, it's a question. It's something. It's a question of value, maybe.
So let's pretend if I'm not going to get you the results, I cannot solve your problems. Does it really matter if I charge you $35,000 or $50,000? You're not going to be happy, are you?
Well, no, I'm not going to be happy. No.
And let's pretend I could get you the results and I could solve your problem. Does it really matter if you pay me $35,000 or $50,000?
Definitely not.
So where should we go from here?
It's a good point, Dan. Maybe there's nothing you can do. Not even $5,000, $10,000.
No.
Okay. Do you have a
the
payment
only
plan?
thing? I'm sorry. What?
Do you have a payment plan?
Pause off the role play. Same thing. Then we go into payment plan,
Yeah.
money issue, and all that stuff. It's the same idea. So is that question? Repeat after me. Say it with me. Is it a question of price, or is it a question of value?
That's the best one.
Yep.
It's a triangle, right? So it's kind of, to me, it's like the question is at the tip of the triangle, the top of the triangle. Is it a question of the price?
Yeah.
Or is it a question?
And then another one. Does it really matter? Does it really matter if you get that 10-20% discount? That doesn't really make a difference if I can get the results you're looking for. Does it really matter? And I'm telling you every time, yeah, it really doesn't matter. Another line I like to say, sometimes I would say, hey, Kayvon, I've been in business a long time. And one thing I've learned in business is this, that no fee is too high for success. Almost any fee is too high for failure. If I could help you become successful at blank, does it really matter what I charge you? Boom. Boom, it's done. So practice that. Okay? There's a lot in there. Okay?
It's the same thing we just did.
Here's a good one. Why should we choose to work with you? In fact, I'm going to challenge you a bit. Why should we choose to work with you? Put in the comment box, how would you handle this? So why should I choose to work with you? There are other people that can do this. Well, there are other people who can do it cheaper. So why should we choose to work with you? Put in the comment box. I want to see how you will handle this.
I'm seeing a lot of I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Why would you?
Why would you? Yep.
I don't know.
Then why don't you go to them?
Yeah, yep. Why don't you go to them? Good. A little bit takeaway, Kevin. Good. What else? What else can you say?
I got one.
Yeah. I don't know. Why did you contact in the first place?
Yep.
Good. Redirection. Very nice. Very nice. So you're getting this. Can you want to give it a try?
I got one more. Yeah, you want to do it? Try it? Try it.
Yep. So why should I choose to work with you?
That's a good question, Dan. Maybe you shouldn't.
Oh, okay. What do you mean?
I mean, well, what is it you're looking for?
Boom.
Then we go back to the needs.
Yes. So you agree with them. Remember, play with resistance. Don't fight force with force. Redirect. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't. Oh, it's a scam. Yeah, maybe it is a scam. Oh, it's very expensive. It is very expensive. You agree with them first, redirect the force, and send it back to them. Yeah, oh, maybe you shouldn't. Boom. They see it throws them off the game. They don't know what the fuck to say to you. Their prospect it puzzled. Because every single damn person they talk to is, yeah, let me give you 107 reasons why you should work with me. And you're saying maybe you shouldn't. They're like, what the fuck? They're like, their mind is blown. They're like, what? It's such a pattern interrupt. They don't know how to deal with you. And that's why it's so much fun. As I play with resistance, it's so much fun when you do this. They're like, you see them struggle. They'll be like, what do you mean? Well, maybe you shouldn't, because it seems to me that you have a limited amount of budget, and I charge a lot of money. I mean, how are we going to make this work? I don't think it's going to work. What do you think? Well, I guess I can make it work. No, like, what do you mean? What do you make it work? How's it going to work? And then they talk, and then they talk, and then they talk. And then you hit the mute button because you're having so much fun. It is so much fun, right? Especially, I could tell you sometimes when I do the get off the phone, it is so funny. It is the funniest thing, the reaction that they have. They're like, it's almost like they can't believe I just said that. Should we get off the phone? Huh? What? That's it? Getting off the phone? What do you mean? I thought we'll talk for 30 minutes. They cannot believe I just said let's get off the phone. So even when Kayvon and I did a role play a bit from there, right? I took it away, and he was like, well, no, wait. Let's see. It's exactly that kind of reaction. Using another one, very, very similar. Right, I've done other courses from famous people like Tony or whoever. I committed 100%, but did not work out. Why is this program will work out for me? Put in the comment box. How are you going to handle this? You're getting this. I don't just want to give you the answer. I want you to be thinking. See if you're getting this. I've done other courses. I've failed. And other things didn't work.
Yeah.
How is it going to be different? Why does the program work for me?
There's so many ways.
Tell me which programs you've gone to, okay?
Yeah, A, B, C, and D.
Yeah. What do you mean by 100% committed? What does that even look like? Well, let me tell you this, Dan. Your past does not equal your future. And now there's somebody you don't trust. It's either this program or it's you. Which one is it? Let's talk about that.
See, Kayvon loves at the end. Let's talk about that. Tell me more about it. It opens the possibility.
Yeah, I was going to say, why do I like doing that? I think it's because it gets them right off the objection. They're not thinking about the objection anymore.
Mm-hmm. Now they're just talking it through, especially Sapphire. Perfect. So tell me more about it. Let's talk about that. Oh, well, blah, blah, right?
Or there's the one more that we do too. It is more traditional, but it could work, right? And it's the feel, felt, found.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so this is where I was like, I know exactly how you felt. I too was $150,000 in debt, and I went through all those programs, and I remember I felt the same way, frustrated. Didn't think any other program would work, but I'll tell you, when I found Dan, everything changed, and that's when I started looking at my life differently. And that's when I stopped taking the program, stopped taking these calls, and I started implementing. And very quickly after that, I started earning.
And, to pre-frame and also add to that, right, we always talk about how in HTC, we're not teaching you typical sales tactics, right? And the feel, felt, found, right? Dan, you can even speak to this as well. It's something that is used by typical salespeople. But in this particular case, you can use the feel, felt, found if you do it the right way, like what Kayvon just did.
Yep.
Right? So, because what happens, why feel, felt, found gets so thrown under the bus is because a lot of MLMs like to use it. And people overuse it. So the moment people hear that, they're like, oh my God, the guy's doing the feel, felt, found on me. Right? But in this case, if, Kayvon's actually digging deeper and he's trying to ask more questions, and he does it, obviously he's doing it fairly quickly here, but I know when Kayvon does feel, felt, found, he does it more stretched out. He's actually asking more questions, and he's applying, he's being, what's the word for it, Kayvon? You actually relate to them.
I'm being empathetic. But here's the key. The key to all of this is I'm allowed to use that because I have been $150,000 in debt. So I actually know what it feels like. You can never say this if you've never been in their position.
Yes.
I would never say this to that father I was talking about earlier who's living off $1,000 and has a wife and has 2 kids. How could I ever say, oh, I know how that feels? I don't have a wife. I don't have 2 kids. And I'm making more than $1,000 a month. So how could you ever use that? That's when you become a typical salesperson. You're just using a tactic. You're not actually solving the problem, the issue. And that's why there are so many other ways of doing it.
You'll see that what we're talking about here. And by the way, hey, Chris is saying hello, Seafood, Desmond, and Kim. Are you just joining us, Chris? So I like to have very, very simple reply or questions to handle objections. You notice I could give you, after this, you're seeing a pattern now, don't you? That they might give me 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 50 objections, but I handle it pretty much the 5, 6 simple ways because it doesn't keep my mind occupied. I don't want to be thinking about, okay, he is using this objection, and let me go to my fucking book and dig out objection 59 or objection 64. I don't want to put other trainers down, but like people talk about, I'm going to give you 255 ways to handle objections. I'm like, fuck, if the way you handle it is so good, why don't you just give me 3 or 5? Why do I need 300 different ways, 300 different lines and variations I got to memorize to do this? And that's why I don't have the 79 ways to close. I have 3 questions. What would you like to do next? Or where should we go from here? Or, Kayvon?
Or where what is it? Yeah, sorry. What would you like to do next? Where
should we
where
go
would you like to go here, or where should we
go from here?
Yeah. Or where should we go from here?
Yeah. Or one more is the handshake. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what? Well, let's do that. I'm sorry, what? Okay. That's it. It's always those same 3 things, pretty much. From small deal to big deal, I say the same thing. Keeps my life simple. Right?
Maybe one more, let's bottom line this.
Yeah, let's bottom line this.
I like I said, very depending. It's not. I know Dan never uses it, but I sometimes use this as. So, are you up for doing this?
Yeah, are you up for doing this? I like that. That's.
I don't say let's go do this. I don't say hey let's go. I just go. It's more of a hey are you finally up for doing this or should we get off the phone?
Yeah. Are you up for this? Boom. What I'm saying is keep it simple. The Seafood likes to keep things simple. The more complex you make it, the more likely you won't use this stuff. And it's the same. 3, 4 major, maybe I have maybe a dozen ways to handle about or any kind of objections. It's roughly the same. Here's another one. Why do I have to buy this specifically while there are other options? Same thing. Oh, maybe you shouldn't. Boom. You tell me. I don't know. Why should you buy this? Why didn't you buy that? That's it. Why are we talking today? Can you see this? It's the same. So just because they change their move, you don't need to change your move. You lead them. Right? In martial art, I have few techniques. You're gonna kick me, I'm gonna finger jab you. You're gonna punch me, I'm gonna finger jab you. Right? You're gonna throw me left hook, I'm gonna finger jab you. Right? You're gonna throw me uppercut, I'm gonna finger jab you. It makes no difference. It's the same move because I'm dealing with I'm not dealing. It's like in martial art term. I'm not dealing with your arms and legs. Those are the branches. I want to deal with the trunk, your body. Right? I can intercept the core, your body, your eyes, your throat, the weakest part. I don't need to worry about the branches. I just worry about a fucking tree. Same idea. Cut to the chase. I don't need to worry about guarantee what doesn't work. No, it's the money, isn't it? By the way, write this down. It's always the fucking money. It's always the money. Then let's talk about it. It's the money, isn't it? Oh yeah, it is. Then you help them solve their problem, overcome the objections, help them overcome their own objection. I'll say that again. Help them overcome their own objection. He's a good one. It's not so much an objection, but a question. Really excited prospect. Do I close them right away or continue the same process? I end up killing the motivation to buying with continuing the process. So remember what I said. When you get on the phone, scale 1 to 10. Below a 5, what do you do? What do you do when it's below a 5? Reverse psychology. When it's above a 5, ask questions to bring up the needs. However, when they get on the phone, they are excited. They're ready to buy. They're like 9 or 10. Be very careful because the most enthusiastic prospects, there's only one direction they could go, and it's going down. So those you need to handle with caution. Those you actually need to kind of take a little bit step back. So let me just quickly demonstrate. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just quickly demonstrate. So Kayvon, pretend you're a prospect. You call me.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. You've been studying my work. You're a huge fan of my work. You're just super sapphire, super excited, and try that, okay? So check this out.
Is that Dan?
This is Dan.
Dan, oh my God, Dan, it's Kayvon here. How are you?
Oh, hey, Kayvon, how are you?
Oh, I'm awesome. I've been waiting all day for this call. I've been watching your videos. I have been your #1 fan since you started. Do you remember that video? You did that video 5 years ago, the very first video you uploaded on YouTube. You remember that?
I appreciate it.
It changed my life. It really changed my life. So what's going on? I cannot believe I'm talking to you right now.
You're very, very kind, and thank you for your support. So what can I do for you, Kayvon?
Oh, Dan, I saw your webinar, and it said that you can help people become basically like you, become a closer. And then I saw it, and I loved it. I want to join.
Okay, pause, off the role play. Notice if he's super excited, if I get super excited, oh, yeah, man, it's so good. Yes, I've been doing all that. No. Calm, control. Oh, that's very kind. I appreciate that. So, Kayvon, what can I do for you? I'm bringing him back to the path that I'm leading him. I'm leading him, right? So you need to learn how to manage, what's the word? Manage the energy of the prospects. They're overly excited, let's do this. Because it sounds to me he's super excited, but I haven't properly qualified him. I still need to go through the same process. Unless I know if I can feel that sometimes I break the rule, but for you guys, just don't break the rule. Sometimes, if I could see that they're just ready to go and money's not an issue, yes, I would just close the thing with 3-5 minutes and boom, just go into closing. But to me, that is risky because you never know.
You got to be really good. I think the only way
is very, very good. Yeah.
I mean, you could shut that down right away by saying, hey, Kayvon, you sound really excited. Yeah, I'm very excited. Okay. And you watched the webinar? Yeah, I watched the webinar. And you know exactly how much the program? Yeah, I know exactly how much the program. And you can make that commitment right now today? Yeah, I can make that commitment right now today. Okay, then let's go.
Boom.
Right?
So
versus
3, 4, 5 questions right there.
Yeah, versus, yeah, I'm excited. Did you watch the webinar? Yeah. And you know how much it is? Oh, no, I don't really know. Well, you're not going to say, well, it's $2,500 because you've lost them. Because if you say, well, it's $2,500, well, what? Now where does Dan go? He has nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know my needs.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know my pains.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know nothing. He has no ammunition to even get me to commit.
That's right. Now it puts me in a very defensive position. Now I got to justify, I got to explain, I got to now go back all the way to find out the needs. So it's a very risky thing to do. So for you, I would go through the steps. Don't try to skip the steps until you get very, 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 very good, like what Kayvon just did. Two, three questions, and boom, you qualify. He basically did the step 1, 2, 3 in 4 questions. But it's risky. Is risky because if you're closing for somebody else, they don't know you personally. You are a closer for someone else. Chances are they don't have the trust or the rapport with you yet, right? So you're taking a big risk.
So let me just put it this way, Dan. In all my experience of closing and all the calls I've ever taken, I've never done that.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Yeah. It's a little bit risky. Here's another good one. Send me more information. How many have heard that one before? Just send me more information. And guess what? You handle it the same way as if they say, I want to think about it. It's the same move. When in doubt, you finger jab. Right? I learned from my Sifu. When in doubt, you finger jab. That's it. So same idea. If they say, hey, send me more information. You know what, Kayvon? When people say that to me to send me more information, what they really mean is no. Isn't this the case here?
No, I definitely, no, send me the information.
Well, tell me what information would you need from me in order for you to move forward today?
Oh, well, I just want to know more about the program. Like, what exactly do I get, and what does that look like? I'm a visual learner, so I just kind of want to see it.
I understand that. You know what, Kayvon? Let me ask you this: what could you possibly get from an email or PDF that you cannot get from me in person?
Oh, well, it's not. It's just. I'm a visual learner, Dan. I like to just see things. Can you send it to me?
Okay. What would you like to see?
Well, I like to kind of see like a layout of what I'm going to get. You know, what the weeks look like.
Mm-hmm. What the week looks like. Okay. Layout and what else?
Mm-hmm. Just kind of like what I can expect, like what you would expect from me.
Okay. So both of our expectations. Okay. What else?
I think that's about it.
Okay. So Kayvon, suppose I could give you all that. I could give you the layout. I can give you the week by week breakdown of the program, and I could tell you all the expectations, what I would expect from you. You comfortable with the $2,500 investment? That's no problem.
Yeah, I mean if it looks good, yeah, I am.
Yeah, pretend it looks good.
Okay. Yeah.
So $2,500 is not a problem for you.
No.
And you are comfortable making that commitment today.
If I saw that information, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And you don't have to talk to somebody else? Do you have a partner? Do you have a spouse?
No, I'm the decision maker.
Okay. Pause off the role play. See what I did there? I turned that into a commitment.
A verbal commitment.
A verbal commitment. Not just I want to make sure that is not an excuse. Not just send me some information and then they disappear. I'm saying, okay, let's pretend I could give you all that. Is the money an issue? What about decision? Can you make the decision on your own, right? Boom, boom, boom. What I did there. It was that simple. Another one that we didn't do, but I think is very important, very common, is I need to talk to my spouse. So let's try that.
You skipped. Yeah, you skipped.
Yeah,
over that.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
So let's go back very quickly. Where's the spouse? Here we go. Here we go. Go ahead.
Do you want me to take this one, Dan?
Sure.
All right.
So I will be the prospect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the whiny voice. It's gonna be fun. Okay. So we've talked about money. We talk about all of that. Yeah, Desmond, I need to talk to my spouse.
Dan, let me ask you. Sorry, what's your spouse's name again?
Yeah, her name is Jenny.
Jenny, right.
Yeah.
Now, who makes the financial decisions in your family?
Well, we gotta talk a little bit. We know we both do.
Right. So you guys basically both talk. Now, how do you spell Jenny's name again?
Jeenie.
Got it. Okay. Now, let me ask you, Dan. If you were to speak with Jenny, right? what would she say? I mean, if you told her that you're about to spend $2,500 to join the high ticket closer.
Oh, I don't think she's gonna like it. I don't know.
Now, do you think that she would let you go through the program if she didn't like it?
I don't know. She might get mad at me. I won't get dinner tonight. I don't know.
Right. So do you think maybe it might be better if, maybe say we got Jenny on the phone together with both you and I, and then I could actually help you to maybe, give her all the information that she needs to make that right decision?
I think that's a good idea.
Do you think, or you know?
I know it's a good idea.
So when do you think you can get Jenny on the phone with us?
Well, I guess, tomorrow. She's just in the kitchen. Hey, Jenny! I'm talking to this Desmond guy on the phone. He wants to talk to us. When can you talk? I think tomorrow is fine. This is cooking right now.
Got it. Okay. So now, Dan, you said that Jenny wants to speak tomorrow. What time did you say?
I think she needs to go to work in the morning, like say 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Okay. So we get on the phone tomorrow at 1 p.m. And I'm just gonna explain things to Jenny just like how we talked about today. And let's just say Jenny is okay with everything at the end of the call. What do you want to do then?
You can convince my wife I'm doing this.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You can talk to Jenny, convince my wife. She's tough, but if you convince her that I'm doing this.
Okay. So I know that you're committed. Okay, let's just see if Jenny's willing to support you, and if I can help you to explain things to her so that she supports you, you're gonna get started. Is that correct? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
All right. So 1 p.m. tomorrow, right?
Yes.
All right. So when we hang up this phone call, I'm not gonna get some email from you or some message saying, Desmond, I changed my mind, or Jenny's come back with something else. Because if that's the case, you just tell me right now, and we'll end the call right now, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Want applause? It's a good one.
I was trying so hard not to laugh.
That's a good one. So that's what I mean, right? The spouse, you want to handle it. You want to make sure that it's not an excuse. It's a legitimate reason. If that's the case, it's better to get a commitment and set the agenda, set the time, go back and handle it in a three-way call. And guess what? When you are getting on a three-way call, because sometimes people ask me, well, Dan, if I'm getting on a three-way call with a spouse, with a business partner, what do I say to them? What do I do? You do exactly the same thing what you've done like the day before. So let's pretend now it's tomorrow, and then Jenny's on a call. I'm on a call. Desmond's on a call. Desmond goes through exactly the same 3 steps as if he's never done it with me before. You go through the agenda. You go through the qualify. So he might say something like, I'm going to give you some lines to say. He might say something like, actually, you know what, Desmond, let's reverse. Let's try this, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to actually do something we've never done. Okay, K1, can you help me out?
Yeah.
I need one of you to be the woman, to be the wife. Okay.
I'll be the woman.
Okay, you be the wife. Desmond, you be the husband. I'll just be Dan. I'm just closing. Okay, but pretend so Desmond, you and I talked. Now it's the next day. Now it's 1 p.m. Right?
Right. So I gotta do it in a whiny voice now.
Yeah, you can do it in a whiny voice. Yes. So I want you guys to hear how I set the agenda and how I do a little bit of the dance. Okay? So listen to this.
Hi, this is Dan again.
Oh, hey, Desmond?
Yeah. I got Jenny here.
Oh, hey, Jenny, how are you?
Hello,
Hi.
Daniel.
Oh, hi, Jenny, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Yes. And Jenny, the purpose of this call is, Desmond, I don't know if he told you, we talked yesterday and last night about learning a skill by taking our program. I'm curious, how do you feel about that?
Well, he told me last night, and I don't like it. He always has these crazy ideas.
Yes. And Desmond, and how do you feel about it? Like
I
really like this. Jenny, you gotta listen. This guy, he knows what he's talking about. He's gonna help us make a lot of money.
Oh, Dan, we looked you up, and you seem like a very, very nice man. But I have to tell you, we do these all the time, and we have no money, and Dan always gets me into trouble.
And I totally understand. And now he wants to do another program, another crazy idea. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for not supporting him in this decision. Also, Desmond, before we go, Desmond also mentioned a little bit about, you guys, the financial situation. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, Dan, you tell him.
Well, I messed up a bit, but hey, I'm sure this is gonna work. I'm sure you're gonna help me make money, right?
Pause off the role play. But you see, it's the same idea. You go through the qualifying, set the agenda. Now I'm going to the needs. Now both of them, so you can see in this case, Desmond, the needs are high, but the wife needs are very, very low. She is very, very skeptical. So in this case, I would spend most of my time probably actually talking with the wife, because I know if I close the wife, I've closed the deal. And chances are most of the time is the wife. That's been my experience. I mean, woman makes the decision in the household. Any big financial decision, the husband may be super gung-ho excited. The wife is not supportive, not going to work. So I would, and you notice when Jenny / Kayvon comes on the call, very pearl, very soft. You see how immediately I shift my tone. I'm talking more to her, right? Because Desmond is a bit more sapphire, a bit more ruby, but I'm talking to Jenny right there, one-on-one. And then during the entire conversation, I would probably spend 70-80% of my time talking to Jenny and listening, and then have him. And then if see, also you can see Jenny say, well, Desmond, you talk to Dan about our situation. I would say something. No, Jenny, I want to hear from you. Tell me how do you feel about this? Tell me about what you're going through. And then she'll open up and she'll talk, and from there, I'll do exactly the same thing. Does that make sense? Husband and wife. Husband and wife. Let me go to the next. Send me information. Guarantee.
The next one was I need to look at my finances.
I didn't look at my finance. Thank you. It's a good one. I mean, you've got a good line for that. So,
anyone, I need to look at my finances.
Ooh.
Dan, I encourage that. But let me ask you, what do you think your finances would tell you?
Not so good.
Well, then what's there to look at?
I get this negative.
So you have negative.
Mm.
So there's really nothing to look at then, you're telling me that.
You're right.
So what should we do?
Boom. That's it. Very, very simple. When you're doing it right, 2-3 lines, boom, boom, redirection, question, you're done. You're done. It's that simple. Well, he's a good one. He's a good one. I've got to go in for this one. It's pretty common. Remember this one, Kayvon? This is a good one. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't really thinking about buying today.
Yeah, so you be the prospect. I'll show you how to handle it. So prospect, I'll be the closer. So.
I know you. Well, Dan, I wasn't really thinking of buying today. I just booked a call to kind of just see what was going on.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, you know what, Kayvon? I wasn't even thinking of selling today either. So why are we talking today? Tell me what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what the program's about and what you can do for me.
Do you see the difference? I wasn't thinking of buying. I wasn't thinking of selling today either. Boom! One line. You take back control. See, we're not begging people. We're not desperate. We're not sell. We don't do this. This is not what we do, right? Rule number 3. You never put down your competitors.
Never.
Keep this in mind. You never put down your competitors. Doesn't matter what they say, you don't, even though you know they suck, you do not put down the competitors. Because the minute you do that, it makes you sound like you're trying to get the business. You want it too bad. And you would badmouth the competitors. You don't do that. So the way we do it, reverse psychology, go the opposite direction. Okay? You go to the opposite direction. So, Kayvon, we're going to move a little bit faster speed because we're not going to go through all the slides. I want to also have time to give them the assignment. So, quickly, you'll be a prospect. I'll be the closer. So, Go ahead.
Yeah, so Dan, I love what you got going here, but I'm trying to decide between the other programs that I'm looking at, and I'm speaking to actually 3 other companies.
Okay, what are the you said three other companies? What are 3 other companies you're looking into?
I got the ABC Johnson Company. I'm speaking to.
Those are, I mean, they've been around a long time. Those sounds like a good company.
Yeah, they are good companies.
So why? Let me ask you this: why didn't you go with them?
Well, we're just actually shopping right now to see who can give us the best price and value.
Okay. And what were you hoping to get from me today?
To see what you can do over our competitors or over the people we're speaking with. Actually, sorry.
So tell me a little bit about what kind of criteria, what you're looking for.
Yeah, we're looking, number one, for someone who can get the results done.
Boom, off the role play, same idea, right? Go back to their needs. So whatever they say, those are good people. Why didn't you go with them? Here's another good one. What's stopping you? What's stopping you?
Yeah.
So don't put them down. See, again, when was the last time you talked to a fucking salesperson? They say, the competitor, those are good people. They're good. There's a reason why they're talking to you on the phone. You have to get this. They would have gone with them before they talked to you. There is something that's holding them back. Your job is to find out what that thing is. Otherwise they would have made a decision already. You got to find out. So I say, well, why didn't you go with them? Oh, because about this, because about that. Oh, okay. All right. And what would you expect from me? Boom. Now I can work with that. I can find out about the needs. He's a good one. This, if you're selling B2B, it happens a lot. Okay, I'm going to do this one. So it sounds great. How many of you have experienced this? You talk to someone on the phone, you talk with them a bit, maybe they're local, and they say, well, why don't we go to lunch and coffee and kind of talk this over? How many of you done this before? Put in the comment box. And then what happens? You drive all the way, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour, you park the damn car, you pay for the damn parking, you sit down with them for 1 hour, 2 hours, and then you drive all the way home.
Sometimes you have to pay for their fucking coffee too.
Yeah, and then you pay for the fucking coffee, right? A waste of time. A waste of time. Joey's saying they don't even fucking show up. It happens. So instead of doing that, here's what you do. Go ahead, Desmond. You try this. You'll be prospect. I'll be closer.
Yeah, you did. This sounds really interesting. Can we do coffee or lunch? Maybe something we can talk over about this.
Okay. Well, Desmond, I'm happy to do like lunch and coffee. But before we go there, before we talk about that, because I kind of want to establish a business relationship first. What exactly were you hoping to get out of the lunch or coffee?
I kind of just want to dig deeper, kind of get to know you a bit more, and find out more about this thing that you're talking about.
Okay, let's pretend you get to know me, I get to know you, and you love what I do, and you think I'm the guy that can help you solve the problem. Do you mind if we talk about money for a second?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Boom, off the role play. I want to find out. I want to qualify the guy before I ever turn on that fucking engine. If he's not qualified, there's no point for me to go to coffee and lunch. We are not going to do business. I want to find out all that shit ahead of the time. Early. And you can see from Desmond's language, I love what he did. Well, when you hear these wishy-washy words, write this down. Very, very, very important. I'm thinking, I'm interested, I'm looking into. All these are indicators of very low needs. Very low needs. If that's the case, reverse psychology. I want to find out the money thing. I want to talk about the money up. You see, very quickly. Well, pretend I like you, you like me, and love what I do. Can we talk about money? So then, if money's an issue, I said then, well, Desmond, it doesn't really matter if you have lunch or not. We're not going to do business, are we? I mean, you don't have the budget for this. How are you going to solve this problem? So if you're going there somewhere, you're going there to pick up the fucking check. You do not get in that car unless you're going there to pick up a fucking check. The deal is done. You've properly qualified them. At least 60-70% is a done deal. You're going there to seal the deal, and sometimes I would ask, let's say, pretend I do all of that, and the money's not an issue, and ask them to bring the checkbook. Hey, Desmond, it sounds like I could help you solve this problem, and you mentioned that the 10K is not an issue for you, correct? Yes.
Yeah. It's quite a bit actually.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And you need a lot of help.
Yeah, actually I do.
So what should we do?
I don't know. Then, is there a way we can, can I pay you half or something first or something?
What do you mean?
Well, I can't come up with that money all at once. So maybe if I could do some sort of payment or something.
What would you be comfortable putting down today to show a commitment?
Today, oh wow. Today, I don't know. Just I don't know, 2,500.
And the rest of the 7,500.
I could probably come up with another 2,500 in a couple of days, and the rest maybe next month.
Desmond, it sounds like your cash flow is pretty tight. You sure you want to do this?
Yeah, I definitely want to do it, but it's going to be such a big stretch, and I don't know how my wife's going to react to it.
Yeah, because I don't want you to do it if you're not comfortable with this.
Oh no, I do want to do it. I just it's just really it's going to be a real tight stretch, and I think my wife's going to be pretty pissed about it too as well.
Yeah, and then if she finds out you spend $2,500 and then another $2,500 in a few weeks, I mean, how's she going to feel about that?
I don't know. She's gonna be pissed. That's all. I just gotta make some results.
Pause off the role play. At this point, I'm gonna get Desmond and the wife on the phone 3-way to solve the problem. Because the last thing I want is to close Desmond, and then next day he talks to the wife, and the wife is all pissed. That's a terrible way to start the relationship. If he's not ready, I want to find out. I don't want that sell. A sell. Write this down. A sell is not a sell until it sticks. A sell is not a sell until it sticks. I want retention. I don't just want a sell. So there's no point trying to close it. Oh, let me get him right now. No. I want the sell to be solid. And before I do all that work, send him all the paperwork and doing all that stuff, let's just handle it. Make sure the wife is happy, he's happy, then there's a proper way to start the relationship. You with me? All right. Let's see. Let me see. I'm going through some stuff. Kevon, you have something to say? I think you want to say something?
Well, no, I was going to say, you said there, it's not a sale unless it sticks, and I was just going to add to that. There's a reason why most influencers will pay you 30 days out.
Yeah.
Because if you close on day 1, by day 15, they return it, you don't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Not a sale.
Mm-hmm. Make sure it sticks. And that's why, Kevon, again, having the balls, you're not going to call me tomorrow and say you changed your mind. Ask those questions up front. Don't be afraid. If they're going to change their mind, tell me right now. Don't make me go through all that shit. Tell me right now.
And then after they commit, right, and they give me the money, I even sometimes say, okay, now the most important question here, and I think you know what that is. No, I don't know what that is. you're not going to call me in 2 weeks and say that all of a sudden it's too hard, life's getting in the way, my kid's this, and you're going to ask me for a refund. That's not going to happen this time. This time's about the results, isn't it?
I love it. And also the tone, you're not going to call me in 2 weeks. Like, listen to Kayvon's tone. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, like, come on, you're not going to call me in 2 weeks and we're going to do all this again? Like, go back to where we just got you out of?
Good. Rule number 4. I've already talked about this. Agree with them first, then gain control back by asking questions. Oh, this is too much money. Yeah, it is a lot of money. It costs too much. It costs a lot. Remember what I did with Kayvon? Oh, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it is a lot of money. You agree with them. You agree with them first, and then you gain control back by asking them questions. Other questions. And here's very, very important thing that I want to talk about. The question is this. Why, put in a comment box, why do you think you're getting objections? Why do you think you're getting objections? And here's the thing. I want to ponder on this. Maybe when you're role-playing, those objections come up. If you're doing sales, you're actually selling for your own programs and you're in business, you're already doing sales. Have you ever noticed it's always the same objection that comes up again and again and again from different prospects? You notice that? It's the same 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's the same shit again and again. You notice that? So my question to you is, why do you think you're getting the same fucking objections all the time? Why is that? Why is that? Lack of confidence, not enough conviction. Ryan saying because we didn't dig deep enough into pain, didn't frame and qualify properly since beginning of the talk. Weak agenda? No. Well, it's none of those things. Here is the truth. The truth of why you're getting the same objections again and again, because they're the same fucking objections you have when you buy. Let that sink in a bit. The reason why you are getting the same objections again and again, because they're the same objections that you have when you buy. You project all your insecurities, uncertainty, and negative association with money or sales when closing. You actually trigger those objections. You trigger those negative response from your prospects. You might think, why they gave you that objection? No, you trigger that shit. That's why there's no hiding when you're closing on the phone. You notice when you're role-playing, all your insecurities, all the uncertainty, all that shit, afraid of asking for big money, negative association with sales, you notice all that stuff surface to the top? It comes up. You can't fucking hide it. It comes up. And it comes up more when you're closing for real, for money. You project all your insecurities, uncertainty, and negative association with money and sales when closing. You project that onto your prospects. This is deep. Sleep on this. Why is my prospect always giving me that money objection? Or this, I don't have the money. Isn't it the same thing that you say to yourself subconsciously? Often, I can't afford it. So guess what? Your prospects say, I can't afford it. You say, I need to think about it. You're not decisive. You can't fucking act. You're afraid to take a risk. You're afraid to take a leap of faith. Same stuff you project to your prospects. Somehow you just get these prospects who the same way they cannot fucking act. They cannot take action. They cannot take that leap of faith. And you wonder why. And you wonder why. So you trigger it. So if you're getting these objections, don't blame the prospects. Look within. What am I doing to trigger those kind of objections? Where's the flaws in my beliefs that are creating that? Rule number 5. You want to preempt those objections before it comes up. You want to preempt those objections. And you do that, how do you do that? By following the steps, by following the step 1, 2, and 3. When you go through that, qualify, money, decision maker, time. When you go through all of that, objections, they come up less, a lot less. And when you are secure, when you don't project your bullshit onto the prospects, objections rarely comes up. So if you are, when you're closing, you suddenly notice, I don't get as many objections. You feel like it's easier. It's getting easier to close. You feel like, these prospects are pretty easy. It's not that because the prospects are easy, because you don't project your own BS on them anymore. It means you have changed. You have changed your vibe, your energy, your identity. You have changed. That's why you're closing. It might feel like you're getting better, and you are, but the biggest thing is chances are you're not triggering those negative response. You're not triggering those negative response. Okay, rule number 6. I got to go a little bit faster because I want to make sure we have homework. It's not over until you say it's over. It's not over until you say it's over. It means this. It means, let's say the prospect says, oh yeah, I don't know, this and that, and you say, well, should we get off the phone? You are the one that dictates when you get off the phone. Hey, you know what, Mr. Prospect? Before I get off the phone, can I ask you a question? What are you going to do with this problem? How are you going to solve it? You circle back. It's not over until you say it's over. 3 things you get out of a call: a yes, a no. If it's a no, is it you saying no to the prospect? You getting this? Or is it listen? If I want to stay on the phone because I want to have a little bit of fun, I want to deepen my learning. I want to get a lesson out of this. So I know I'm not going to close, but I'm going to have some fun with this. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to practice. I'm going to see if I can. And sometimes you're having so much fun, and you circle back, and you're doing all of that. Sometimes they change their mind and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy. It happens because now you're not attached. You know it's over. You're not going to get the sale, and you're totally not attached. You're relaxed. You're present. And then guess what? Then you get the sale. Happens so often. So often. Kayvon, you want to say something?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a bonus rule. The better you're at closing, the less you have to use a script. The better you're at closing. You notice this? Now, remember what I said in the beginning of this program. It's not about the script. It's not about the script. Not about, give me the 5 pages. Give me the 4 pages. It's nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. So why do you think I spend so much fucking time on mindset? And I continue to spend time on it because it has nothing to do with the line. It has nothing to do with the script. You won't be able to say the words without a proper mindset. You cannot say the words. You cannot ask the questions. You cannot redirect without the proper mindset. Because coming from a place of scarcity, you would be so afraid to say, should we get off the phone? You can't even say the fucking words because you're afraid. You're so afraid of losing that sale. If you have that desperate, needy mindset, the scarcity mindset, however, every morning you start with gratitude. You feel good throughout the day. You say the creed out loud. You shift your identity. You role play, you practice, knowing that there's always another deal, there's always another prospect, that you are going to sell them something they don't even know they want it. They're going to say thank you. And you don't project your own insecurities on people, on your prospects. With that proper mindset, you can say whatever the fuck on the phone. You're close. Trust me. You can screw up the lines here and there. You can screw up the questions here and there, different spots, maybe not getting it perfectly. You were still close. I do not need to do everything perfectly to close. It's less about the technique.
Dan, I know we're running late. I do want to say one thing, if that's okay here.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking to the people who are going through this program the first time, and I'm speaking even more to the grads when I say that I need closers. I have a lot. We don't have a client problem. There's a closer problem I'm having, and it's not because you're not working hard. It's not because you're not putting the time in. It's this right here. You still haven't adopted the mindset of a closer, and I can't put you on to my clients because you're going to get eaten alive. And it's not because you suck. It's not because you can't get the skill. It's because you got to get the mindset. So I'm really going to encourage everyone who's watching and listening to this to really focus on adopting the mindset of a closer. Because I need people on my team. I want you on my team. I want you to get paid. But I can't do that without the mindset. So I encourage everyone. I challenge you to really ask yourself, this is for the grads, are you sending videos to me? Who's sending the videos when you want, when the videos are coming, I'm asking for clients. Who's sending it? The lower self, the person you once were, or the closer, the higher self, the person you know you can be today, tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Very well said. There's not a shortage of opportunities. There's so much fucking money out there. It's not even funny. There's so many opportunities. We need closers.
Yeah, I'm turning people away. Really, I'm turning people away right now.
You get the mindset. You have to get the mindset right, and you can see why the graduates who are kicking ass, who are just making shit happen, and taking names. Yes, they are the ones with the proper mindset. They are the one. Can you imagine this? Let's say go into closing technique and objection and all the sales techniques without the mindset. Just imagine if Sifu did that to you. I just go to and do directly. Here's the script. Here's what to say. Here's the line. Good luck. Can you see how I would be doing you a huge disservice as your Sifu? That does not help you. That does not help you at all. That is like feeding you to the sharks. No. I want to make sure you have the proper mindset first. And that's why I give you all the assignment. Speaking of the assignment, let's get into it. Because in exactly 9 minutes, this thing would shut off probably. Because we only have a 4-hour limit, I believe. So step number 1, continue to immerse yourself into my teaching. 10 videos a day. How many of you are watching 10 videos a day? Put it in the comment box. You make sure you watch 10 videos a day. And some videos you might want to watch more than once. Never watch passively. I expect more of you. Take notes. Reflect. Just like what you do right now. Listen to the class. Take notes. Reflect. Ponder. I want to teach you how to think. I want to teach you how to think. If you get nothing more out of XTC and you walk away with the ability to think, just like the Matrix, once what's been seen cannot be unseen. Once I teach you that, I open you up to the whole new world. The rest you will figure out. The rest you will figure out. That's why I give you that pill. You take the pill. We go down to the rabbit holes. And then you see things from a different way. You see everything differently. You see yourself differently. You see other people differently. You see family and friends differently. Every day. Morning, what do you do? Attitude, gratitude video. Make sure you watch that. And I've also asked one of our team member to upload those, because some of you guys are asking me for the MP3 version of it. So we've uploaded that. So if you want to listen to it on your phone or sometimes not watch a video but just the audio, you get that as well. So make sure you do that. Afternoon, Millionaire Mindset. Evening, Program Subconscious Mind, Success and Wealth. One more thing I want you to do is to read the High Ticket Closer Creed out loud and proud at least once a day to develop a new self-image, a new identity of a high ticket closer. Put some emotions into it. Don't just read it passively. Get some energy into it. Read it out loud. Maybe once a day, maybe twice a day. Whatever it takes to develop the self-image, especially maybe before you jump on a role play, before you jump on a sales call, do that. Make that shift. Have the identity. Get on the phone. You'll feel differently. Step number two, I want you to continue to role play with each other. Jump on Discord, maybe right after this class. Jump on Discord. This time I want you to have a focus. I want you to put a focus on playing with resistance. So I want you to give each other objection, different type of objection. Handle that. More than that, you don't stop halfway. I want you to continue from beginning to the end, handle the objection, go to the or go through all the steps, and I want you to actually close the sale at the very end. Pretend you're collecting money. Ask for the credit card. Read out some number, 452012305. It doesn't matter. I want you to act as realistic as possible or taking the whole new level. If you're going to send them agreement, say that. Have the email address. Make the whole thing like it's real. You're asking for the credit card. You're asking for the money. Do all that. And then as a prospect, tell your closer, so as a brother, sister, as a prospect, you're playing a prospect role, tell your closing partner, after each role play, now it's time to give each other feedback. We're taking the role play to a whole new level. It's not just the gemstone, personality is not just the scale, is not just asking questions, and not just going through the steps. Every single time after each role play, you give feedback to each other. 3 things that work, that they did very well, that I like the way you asked the questions, I like the way you set the agenda, and also 3 things that they need to work on. So 3 things, tell your closing partner, 3 things they did well, and 3 things that they need to work on. If you're not role-playing at least 1 hour a day, then you're not a closer. You're not serious about this. You're a fucking dreamer. If you're not role-playing, listen to me, at least 1 hour a day, you're not committing to at least 1 hour a day, you're not serious about this. So, who here is committed to at least 1 hour a day of role-playing? Put in the comment box. 1 hour a day. That's what I'm asking. 1 hour a day. Step 3, I want you to revise your sales script. Now, you've submitted your sales script, you've worked on your sales script. Now, take it to the next level. I want you to take what you've learned from this class and improve on your script, especially the objection handling session. And what I'll also do is my team will send you, we'll upload that to your members area on Thinkific. I will give you a completed script that we use, so you get to see what a good script looks like. But don't copy it, it's not the point. I want you to make your script as good as possible, including the objection handling, add some of those, and then submit the finished, perfect script in PDF to assignments at high ticket sales. Can you do that? And step 4, very critical, I want you to submit your correct address for the certificate. If you haven't done this, make sure you do that. Don't need to write down the form. It's a long link. My team is going to send an email to you. Just keep an eye on the email box that where you want the certificate to go to.
I got to talk to only half has done this. Like half of you only done this. And here's the reality: at some point, We just got to send out the certifications, and you won't get them, and it can't be our fault because we're trying to give you ample opportunities to just give us your correct address you want the certification to.
You're not sure? Send it to support@highticketsales.com. It's what Marina has to say. Look at this. It's here. Received a package this morning in the UK. There were even more surprising, amazing bonuses inside. And again, feeling blessed and grateful to have found this path with such great mentors and to be on this journey with inspirational people from all backgrounds and all over the world. Thank you, Dan, Desmond, Kayvon. By the way, even after 4-year college degree, my diploma didn't even came close to the HTC certificate in style and quality. So, to everyone that's on this path, we rock. Even better, we close. So make sure that you submit the correct address. And again, report and share your progress on HTC Facebook group. Don't fucking hide. Don't hide anymore. Say hi. Connect. What gets measured gets improved. Don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm here for you. We're all here for you. K1's here for you. Desmond's here for you. So my whole team is here for you. If you want others to support you first, you have to support others. You see other people need help. You see other brothers and sisters need help. Help them. Help them. Any technical questions, send it to support@highticketsales.com. I've got 30 seconds. Next class, March 7th. We're doing on Monday because, again, my team will be traveling. So March 7th, Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you cannot make the Monday class, absolutely make sure you watch the replay and do the assignments. And graduation class, mark this on your calendar, March 16th. March 16th is going to be a Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Next class and the graduation class is all about taking what you've learned and turn it into money. So
just to clarify, I know the Emerald's going to pick up on this. It's May. I think
it's May. May
7th, May 16th. So anyone who sees that, please disregard the March. It's May 16th, May 7th.
Thank you. It's May. Thank you. It's the Emerald, yes. May 7th. March will be next year. That would not be good. We go back in time. Well, no, sorry. May 7th, Monday, and then May 16th on Wednesday. You got it? If you got it, put it in the comment box. And quickly, also, once we wrap this up, go to the comment box and let me know what is your aha moment. I always love reading those comments. So your aha moment, what you've learned from this class today. What are some of the breakthroughs for you? How are you going to do things differently? Okay? Make sure you do that. And have a great night or have a great morning. Until then, you are closer than you think.